Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Me and a movie podcast where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where I talk about anything, everything, only thing about movies. I'm your host, Chase Lee, and hey, guys, listen, it's episode 144, and if you were going on the internet, just searching for something really random, and you're not really a movie fan, and you accidentally stumbled across this episode, I'm going to try to convince you to be one. But I am not alone today, and I am joined by someone that actually knows a lot more about movies and stuff because he does this for a living, and I do this as an amateur hobby that people roll their eyes at. So he was on last year for the 2015 fall preview, and he's back again by blackmail. Is that what is that how I dragged you in this one? So
I'm not going to touch that.
It's Cary, darling, from the Fourth Star Telegram. He's the entertainment writer and editor. So what's going on, man? How's it going?
Things are good. How are you?
It's going well, and I got Facebook Live this time. So if you're watching on Facebook, please comment down below and join in the conversation. So if you were welcome once again, I will go over some movie trailers that dropped, and we will talk about them, and then we will go just over the fall preview. We'll go week by week, September, October, November, December, and we will also pick a top 3 most anticipated for the rest of the year. So let's not waste any more time because this is going to be a long episode. And Facebook Live is doing it once again. Just connection's terrible. Guys, I hate my life sometimes. All right. So there's not going to be any... There was one piece of news that dropped, and I actually want to get on it. So the piece of news is that Dan Harmon, who is the creator of Community, and he's also co-creator on Rick and Morty, he's being brought in to do kind of script punch-ups for the reshoots on Doctor Strange. What do you think about that?
It may not be good news. I mean.
It's Dan Harmon, though.
Yeah, but the fact that they're bringing him in at this late date.
That is true because, Star Wars Rogue One and, like, Suicide Squad and stuff, their reshoots were, like, at least 5 months in advance.
And we see what happened. Suicide Squad was.
I did quite a bit, but I can tell you this right now. Suicide Squad was the worst one out of the bunch for the year. So, congratulations. We agree on something. Thank you. All right. So, it is kind of concerning bringing him in this late, but it's Dan Harmon. Like, have you been watching Rick and Morty?
I have not been watching, but I liked Community.
Rick and Morty is one of the best animated shows I have ever seen. And it's only 2 seasons in. It is creative, it's imaginative, and it's just so bizarre, but you get sucked into it every single episode. So I would implore you to watch it. I think you'll love it. So, but bringing him in to do Doctor Strange makes total sense, because if you watch Rick and Morty, it's got like this weird sci-fi. I think bringing him in to do the punch-ups for the reshoots is a good idea.
Is it too little, too late?
It is kind of concerning because, like I said, because next week is September, and Doctor Strange opens up at the beginning of November. So, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm still looking forward to Doctor Strange regardless. But I'm interested to see why they brought him on, but. Hey, Doctor Strange, weird sci-fi, Rick and Morty, bizarre sci-fi. It works. So that's the only piece of movie news, guys. I just want to throw at you guys. So let's talk about some movie trailers that dropped. There were 5 of them. I sent Cary 4 of them, but one of them dropped. I want to get his opinion on, but we'll talk about that last. The first one is Kidnapped. Now, this one stars Halle Berry, and her son gets kidnapped, and that's about it. Did you see The Call?
I did not see The Call.
Okay, so The Call was basically, Halle Berry in like some weird wig, and she's on, was a dispatcher or whatever, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, she's working through a crime or whatever. So, what did you think of this Kidnap trailer?
I mean, it looked like it could be an okay sort of B movie, sort of thriller.
Okay, B movie. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I do like the fact that like like in the trailer, she's very like innocent and stuff, and like towards the end, she's like this badass mom. It's like, I'm gonna go get my kid, get out of my way. I'm gonna kill all these other people on the road.
Well, that's what the story arc has to go.
I know. You have to go down that route to add some excitement into it. But yeah, it does not look that good. There's really nothing more to say. I didn't see The Call, but a lot of people were comparing it to it. So I had no idea what you thought about it because I never saw.
On the call, I don't think does she ever leave her phone? I mean, she's a 911 dispatcher.
I don't think she does. I think all the action is just like, stay there, do whatever you can. It's like, no, go interact with them. Like, no, I'm gonna stay here in my chair.
And this time she's driving really fast.
Yeah, it's like Fast and the Furious meets like a kidnapping movie. It's ridiculous. Even more ridiculous is this next trailer. Okay, I was born in the 90s, but I've never heard of this product only when I was a kid. There was a trailer that dropped called Max Steel. What did you think of that?
I didn't know what to make of it.
It's really bad. It reminds me of like this weird sci-fi B movie that they just made from like the scraps of money they made from Sharknado or something. Like, oh, go make Max Steel. It looks awful. It looks like I said, something that ripped out of the 90s that was made, canned, shelved, and now they're just pulling it out and like, hey, let's make some money off of it.
The effects look really, really poor.
Oh, it's bad. And the thing is, like, it says from the popular toy line, who has heard of this? Have you ever heard of Max Steel?
Well, a lot of the trailers seem to be aimed at the Spanish language market, so maybe it's something that's more popular.
I guess.
In other territories.
I don't know. I just no, thank you. Well, I guess let's go with another so-so trailer. Rings dropped, and Rings is the third movie in the Rings franchise, and I actually like the first, The Ring, from Gore Verbinski. What did you think of that one?
I thought it was good. This one seems to be more of a prequel, though.
It does it?
I think so.
Well, I don't know if it's a prequel because the first two rely on VHS a lot, and this is kind of like more internet based.
Okay, I thought I read that it was supposed to be more of a prequel.
Well, if it was, then they definitely screwed up on that element. No, I like the first Ring quite a bit, and I've actually seen Ringu, and I actually think our version is better than the Japanese version. However, I'm the opposite with The Grudge. I think Ju-On is better than The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Gellar. But The Ring 2 is awful. Like, that was a pile of testicles, and I don't want to ever watch that again. So, loving one and not really liking the other, I thought the Rings trailer was fine. It's like a generic horror film. I don't know why people are losing their shit over it, going, "Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever." So, what did you?
It's certainly not the worst thing ever.
No.
I mean, I'd wait to actually see the film. It seemed kind of a generic horror trailer,
right? Like, I don't understand why people are getting so upset, but to each his own. No, but I like I said, I'm still looking forward to it and stuff because I still contend that the first Ring is one of the scariest PG-13 horror films that we have ever created in this country, and I still stand by that. And it's been what, like 15 years, 2001, 2002,
something like that.
Yeah. So, Rings trailer, just fine. However, let's get into two very good ones that are definitely in the discussion for the preview that we've got trailers for now. Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit at Sundance, and it's been kind of on this festival circuit for quite a while. What did you think about it?
It looked good. I mean, there's a lot of buzz about Casey Affleck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For in terms of award season, it looks like a really sort of character-based, drama.
Are we on the same page in terms of like Casey Affleck is the good actor, Ben Affleck is the good filmmaker?
I mean, I don't know. Ben gets a lot of
stuff
thrown at him.
I think he's getting better. I think Ben Affleck is actually a better actor in his older years than his younger years, for sure. And I think Casey Affleck's on a different level. Because you remember when Ben Affleck directed Gone Baby Gone? I had no idea they were brothers at the time, so I was like, oh, that's weird. They have the same last name. They must be like distant cousins. So after watching that, I was like, who is this Casey Affleck? I've never even heard of him. So, like, I know the performances look good and stuff, but just like as an overall movie, well, like, what do you like think about it? Do you think it looks too Oscar baity? Do you think they're really playing with the emotions?
It doesn't look too Oscar baity. No, I think it's looks like a really solid character-based drama. I don't think it looks too Oscar baity. Okay, yeah, I think it looks like a really just good, I guess, wholesome family drama or whatever. And Michelle Williams looks really good. I haven't seen her explode off the screen since Blue Valentine. And she's done a lot more stuff. Like, did you ever see Take This Waltz? I didn't see
with
that.
Seth Rogen. That was a really good one. And Take This Waltz and Steve Jobs are the two movies I go, hey. You know, like Seth Rogen's dick and weed humor? Go watch those two movies, and you'll be changed around. So, so that's it for that trailer. And then there was actually one trailer that dropped that I didn't send to you in time. Did you watch the United Kingdom trailer with
No, I didn't.
David Oyelowo and Rosamund Pike?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so this one's about it's another race coupling marriage situation where I believe Oyelowo is like the prince or king of like a nation, and like he falls in love with Rosamund Pike, and the whole race thing, because I think it was said like in the
so it's like the English loving.
kind of yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many of these types of movies coming out. Like we're gonna be talking about 3 of them, and this is one of them. So I have to ask you that, like, do you think there's I realize that it's an important story to tell and part of history, but do you think having so many back-to-back like this is going to kind of weigh down the importance of that stuff?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it was designed that way. I just think it's kind of happened to be coming out at the same time. But I think it's an issue that like you said, people are going to be talking about, and it's important. So I don't think it's going to be too many. I mean, if they're all bad, that's a different situation. But
they're just all clunker after clunker. It's like, ooh, maybe we should make like race relationship movies for quite a while. Let's just all go back to what is the one Spike Lee did?
Which one?
Who did that one with Wesley Snipes? And I just remember the hands on the cover.
Oh, Jungle Fever?
Jungle Fever, okay. Yeah. So, I know when I was a kid, I was like, I didn't even know what the movie was about. And I remember walking to a video store and I was like, that's probably about race relationships. Just like, it was one of the most iconic covers in a video store. So, yeah, so that's it for the trailers, guys. Kind of a short trailer section, just because, like I said, we have so much to talk about from September to December and stuff. So let's get on with it, guys. Let's start with September. And before I begin, I'm gonna go on Facebook Live for a second. One of the commenters is like, Rick and Morty is the best. I'm telling you, you need to see this show. You'll get hooked. Like I've watched all 2 seasons at least 3 times in a row. They're so good. So all right, so let's begin with September, guys. And I'm super technology driven today. I got my Entertainment Weekly article to go off of the movies and stuff. So, Cary, let's not waste some more time. Let's do September. So, September 2nd, the first weekend to start off the fall preview, we have 2 major movies coming out. We have Morgan, and we have The Light Between Oceans. Now, full disclosure, I've seen Morgan. Cary has not. Cary, have you seen The Light Between Oceans?
I have not. There's a screening tomorrow. Okay,
so I have seen Morgan, but I'm sorry to inform you, at the time of this recording, I cannot say anything because I'm still under embargo. However, if this says anything about the movie, out of the 2 movies, I would rather choose the one I haven't seen yet. So, first of all, let me ask you about Morgan. Like, are you even excited for this one?
Not really. I mean, it seems like kind of a generic science fiction plot. I mean, if it's well done, it could be good, but I'm not super excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, can't talk about it, but I'll agree with him. Let's just say that. What about The Light Between Oceans? What do you think about that one?
I think that could be good. I mean, if nothing else, it should, I think, look really, really good. It was shot in Tasmania, New Zealand. But it sounds like a sort of interesting sort of love story and with a child involved.
Yeah, it's directed by Derek C. in France, and I got to meet him at the Place Beyond the Pines screening, and that was actually the screening that birthed my critic stuff, because I met Risa that night. And that's where I got my credentials. My first movie, after that was a week later, and it was Spring Breakers, and I wanted to, castrate myself. So that movie was awful.
I love Spring Breakers.
Oh dear Lord! See, this is why we, ladies and gentlemen. So, I really like Derek C. France a lot. Blue Valentine. I said this last time in The Place Beyond the Pines. If I had to make a top 10 list of the best films of the 2010 so far, they'd both be in there.
Really?
For sure.
I like Blue Valentine more than Pines, but I think he's a really interesting director.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he does with this one.
I was watching a bunch of interviews and stuff, and like he strikes his films as documentary fiction. And I found that to be interesting, where like he's following his actors around, letting them kind of breathe a little bit in the scenes, do a little bit more improv, and he's like capturing it in the moment. So I'm really looking forward to Light Between Oceans because, come on, I'm a sucker. And, I'm a big giant teddy bear that will cry anything. But
and he always casts really good people.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Do you think that since Fassbender, if you guys don't know this, Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander in it, they're actually a real life couple. So do you think that their chemistry on screen should be like, really good since they're going out in real life?
I would hope so. Yeah,
that would suck really bad if like you're going out in real life and like they're on screen. I love you, baby. It's like, oh dear Lord, like is it because of the writing or is it because of the chemistry? But so out of the two, I'm assuming Light Between Oceans you're looking forward to the most. Yeah, I agree. Without saying anything, I guess another. Forgot about this one. I guess Yoga Hosers comes out that weekend and limited release. Kevin Smith movie about Bratzies and craziness. Cary?
I know nothing about it. So.
Okay, so the trailer, it stars Harley Quinn Smith, which, by the way, is a cool name, Kevin. Thank you for naming your daughter that. And Lily Rose Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter. And they play a couple of clerks or whatever, and they just start witnessing a bunch of things, and one of them, Kevin Smith, is dressed like a bratwurst, and he's a Nazi, so he's a Bratzi. And it's supposed to be along the lines in the trilogy of I'm sorry, I word that weirdly. It follows Tusk in the same universe. Right. Did you like Tusk?
I did not like Tusk.
Okay, then I guess we're moving. Okay, then. Fuck me for asking. All right. September 9th, we have Sully and When the Bow Breaks, and for limited, we have Other People. So I want to start with Other People because I have actually seen that. I saw that Diff this year.
I heard good things about it.
It's so good. I would actually say that Molly Shannon deserves a nomination. She was that good. And Jesse Clemens was dope. I've liked him ever since Breaking Bad. But yeah, let's start with the two big ones.
That's Tom Hanks. It's basically, it's ripped from a real story, ripped from headlines like Captain Phillips. It could be very good, but it definitely seems very much aimed at the Oscar market.
Like, the movie's only an hour and 40 minutes, and I know the real life situation. And if you guys don't know, Sully is about Sully Sullenberg, I believe is his name, and he was the captain that flew the plane into the Hudson. And he basically saved everyone. So, and then he gets in the movie. People are starting to doubt him, like, "Oh, were you drunk, or you could have made it and stuff." Did you ever see Flight with Denzel Washington? It's exactly like Flight. Do you think it's kind of a coincidence that they're going with this kind of plot line, or
no? I mean, it is a news story that everyone was interested in. So I think it would have happened whether Flight had been released or not.
Okay. So going back to the situation, the actual plan, if you guys don't know, I think only took place over like 3-4 minutes or something like that. So how do you stretch that into a full feature? I know that they're going to go more into solely in like the aftermath of it, but do you think it might be bogged down if they show the opening crash or whatever and then just dive into it? Do you think it'll kind of lose itself?
I mean, it depends on how it's done. I don't think it has to, because I think there was a lot of sort of questions in the aftermath of that. So I think it could make for an interesting sort of investigative sort of drama. We'll see how they handle it.
So I have to ask you, what is your position on Eastwood's last two movies, Jersey Boys and American Sniper?
I didn't see Jersey Boys.
I didn't either because it looked terrible.
American Sniper, I thought was fine for what it was, but I didn't, it didn't move me the way it did a lot of people.
Yeah, hey, congratulations for making a shit ton of money, but for me personally, I didn't really care for it. I thought it was too propagandy, and I realized Eastwood is a Republican, but you gotta tone it down in your movies. You have to. So the next one and the last one for this week is When the Bow Breaks. Now, it seems like every fall we get like these Lifetime type of obsession, type of thrillers. Because last year we got No Good Deed with Idris Elba and Taraja.
This one seems to be very similar.
Doesn't it seem like Morris Chestnut is in every single one of these movies? Because what was the one that came out earlier this year with Michael Ealy? Was it The Perfect Guy?
Oh yeah, was that this year or last year?
I don't even know, because there's like 3 or 4 that come out every single year. I'm gonna pass on this one. It just I can't do it.
I'm sure it'll make money. There seems to be a market.
I know there's a market, but like, are you even interested in it, or just it's the same shit?
Yeah, I mean,
different day type of deal.
It's another woman in distress sort of film.
Yeah, it just it just seems like this story's been told before. Like, they need a surrogate. She gets pregnant. She gets obsessed with the husband. It's like, I don't know how many times are we going to see this, shit. Ever since, what was it? Obsessed with Beyonce. It's like they've started like churning these out like they're nothing. They're like, all right, next year we're going to do the man and the woman, the most basic vague title, which going to the title, When the Bow Breaks. Why is that the title of this movie? And why does that confuse you? Because it confuses me.
Yeah, but these type of movies go back to Hand That Rocks the Cradle, so they go back a ways.
I guess. Dear Lord. All right. Moving on to the 16th, September 16th. We actually have a lot coming out. We have three major releases in one limited release. We have let's start with Bridget Jones's Baby, because I know that's your most anticipated of the year. So
it is not my most anticipated of the year, but I think it's probably going to make a ton of money.
Oh, I know that franchise has a huge market. I never saw the first two, nor do I care to. But I heard, just looking at Box Office Mojo and stuff, like the first two made a lot of money. Yeah. It's got a market for that. So we're gonna both pass. So if you want to see it, congratulations. It's the third one in the franchise. That's all I know. Mr. Church with Eddie Murphy. Did you watch the trailer for this?
I didn't.
So it's more of like a drama, and he's like a caretaker of a child, and he kind of just watches her grow up. I mean, that's basically it. So I mean, what's your stance on Eddie Murphy nowadays? Are you kind of giving up on him, or like what's the deal?
I sort of gave up on him a while ago, but I mean, if it's a decent movie, that would be great for him.
Okay, yeah. Watch the trailer. I think it's a pretty decent little drama. I think it'll do okay, I guess. But yeah, I watched the trailer a while back, and I thought, for him coming back into the forefront, I think this is the best way to do it. Start with something small, then do something big, and then fail with Pluto Nash again, and go back down to the well. So it's okay. All right, and then the next one, let's talk about Snowden. Let's do a little Oliver Stone action. What is your stance on the Stone, and what do you think of this one?
I don't know. I'm not sure what to think, since it was supposed to come out months ago, and they keep pushing it back, which is not generally a good sign. And Oliver Stone, he's all over the map. Some of his stuff is really good, and other stuff isn't. So what are you trading? Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I'm really interested in this quite a bit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm interested in the Edward Snowden story. However, the Edward Snowden story doesn't have an ending yet. So how do you think this movie is going to go? Do you think Stone's going to go more accurate and be like, oh, he's in Russia somewhere and cut, or do you think he's actually going to have like some fictitious ending that he's going to tack on?
He might have a fictitious. I mean, you can figure out where, based on his politics, where Stone sort of stands on this. Yeah. So I'm guessing he'll probably have some sort of ending. And we'll have to see whether it does better than that Julian Assange movie that came out a couple of years ago that nobody went to see.
I didn't even watch that one, so there you go.
Nobody did.
Yeah, the one with Eggs Benedict Cumberland. So with Snowden, it's gonna be really interesting to see like how hard he hits those political points.
Oh, I think you can count on it being very hard.
Do you think he's gonna go more of the hero route instead of the traitor route?
Oh, I think he's definitely gonna go the hero route.
So if he tacks on an ending, it's gonna be more of like he's gonna be praised by everyone, and like he's just gonna go live on a rocking chair for the rest of his life. Like, oh, I did that.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but
I think it'd be a pretty bad ending.
I think he definitely will come across as a hero.
Okay. Regardless of what your stance is on Snowden and stuff, at least at one point and go for it. So is that a little too much and you should show both sides? Yes, but as long as
you don't expect both sides from Oliver Stone at this point. Then.
No, and to be quite frank with you, I just hope it's not like American Sniper, going back to it, because I thought that was so far to the right. I was like, dude, you guys show some balance. Eastwood, I know that you were born in like 1700s, but like, dude, let's have a little more balance. And then the last one, my most anticipated of the week, Blair Witch movie. First of all, this old one. The first Blair Witch came out 99. So Cary's like 230. Did you like the first one, and are you looking forward to this one?
I liked the first one. I thought it was obviously way overhyped at the time, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Like, can you? Okay, So obviously, I was 9 years old at the time. I don't remember much. You were. Be honest with me. When you were talking with your friends and family members and stuff, did they think it looked real?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's awesome. I would love to like live back in the day and be like, oh my God, this is a documentary. We need to call the cops. Like, go find them, please. No, I
mean, I think people knew it was fiction, but they thought it certainly looked real.
Oh, and watch it to this day, it did kind of spark the found footage trend,
right.
And I still think it's a horror gem. I seriously think it's one of the best, of the 21st century. But hey, that's me. We're not going to talk about the sequel because it's awful. Because they took a more film route and they made a cohesive story, which wasn't even that cohesive. But what do you think about this one, the third one?
Well, it has to be better than the second one.
Anything's better than the second one. Rings looks better than the second one. So
I think enough time has passed between the first two films and now that you've got a whole new audience out there. So the trailer looks decent. So I'm ready to give it a chance.
I mean, because you're not really a horror guy, are you?
Not. I mean, I like good horror movies, but
exactly. This is why I can't talk to him about horror movies, guys. He one in one ear, out the other. What do you think about Adam Wingard, Simon Barrett? Adam Wingard's the director. Simon Barrett is the writer. And they did Your Next.
I love The Guest, so that's one reason to be hopeful.
Did you like Your Next?
I never saw Your Next.
Interesting. Well, get on that. What the hell are you doing here? No, they did The Guest. Have the poster back there, and I got to talk to them and stuff. And I had no idea what their next project was because I thought they were going to do. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, I just had a revelation. You're Next in The Guest. If you guys don't know this, I talked to Adam about this, and they confirmed it. It's in the same universe.
Right.
And I specifically asked them on that roundtable. I was like, so what's your third one going to be? The Guest is Next or whatever. They said, I don't know what our third one is. Do you think the Blair Witch movie will be in the same universe?
I hadn't thought about that. That certainly could be a possibility.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of just blows my mind a little bit that might be in the same universe as You're Next in The Guest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Blair Witch quite a bit. I think out of the ones coming out, it's a toss-up, but I'm a horror nut. I'm going to go with Blair Witch. I'm assuming you're going to Snowden?
Of those three?
Or just everything we talked about this week?
Yeah, probably Snowden.
I mean, because obviously it's Bridget Jones' baby. Because, Cary just deep down loves it and you won't tell anyone. And this is, broadcast to the world. So
the thing about The Guest, though, is that it didn't do quite as well as I think a lot of people hoped it would do, box office-wise.
I thought it did okay.
I mean, I think it did okay, but I think they were expected to be a bigger...
I think for what Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett are, which are basically like guerrilla filmmakers, I think Your Guest and The Next, I think they're doing just fine. But yeah, I have to ask you that before we move on. So if you guys don't know this, the film was originally called The Woods, and they revealed that it was the new Blair Witch movie at Comic-Con. Did that kind of blow your mind a little bit? Because I had no idea they were going to go down that route.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's awesome. Like, because I was like, oh, The Woods, it looks cool. The trailer was filled with critic quotes. So it's like, this is the scariest thing ever. I'm going to go cry at home. But yeah, once they're like, yes, Blair Witch movie. What? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So moving on to the 23rd, we have. Oh dear Lord, we have a lot. Let's start with the smaller film first. We'll work our way up. Goat with Nick Jonas is the basic quote for a movie I've seen in quite some time. If you guys don't know what it is, Goat is following a bunch of freshmen getting hazed in a fraternity. What did you think of the trailer? And are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think I am looking forward to it because Nick Jonas has shown he's actually a really good actor in the TV show called Kingdom on DirecTV.
I was going to say Scream Queens. I liked him in Scream Queens.
I didn't see Scream Queens.
That's a good show, guys.
But he plays a somewhat he just sort of came out at the end of this last season, so a gay MMA wrestler in Kingdom, which is on DirecTV, and he's actually quite good in it.
Like DirecTV produces it?
Yeah. I mean, well, it airs exclusively.
I know they produce shows now.
It airs exclusively on DirecTV.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be, you can probably find it on DVD now or whatever. But he's quite good in that, and so I'm quite hopeful about it.
The reason why I'm really excited for this one is I think if they can go like that psychologically damaging route, it should like be a severe, mind F and just like really make the viewer feel sick at times, make them feel like super nervous and stuff. So do you think that they're going to push the limits and kind of make it psychologically like torturous?
Oh, I don't know.
That hazing can get pretty ridiculous.
Right.
So,
and I think it follows pretty much sort of one guy. It's a group of kids being hazed, but one guy in particular, which is Nick Jonas's brother.
Correct.
Because Nick sort of gets him into the fraternity. Yeah, I think it's going to certainly give some people a lot of people to talk about, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of, what fraternities do or what some fraternities do.
Do you think this film would push the agenda forward and, look at fraternities more closely and whatnot?
I don't know. I mean, it's still kind of an indie movie. I don't know how widely it's going to be seen, but you'll get some people talking, that's for sure.
I know we'll definitely see it because since it comes out in a month, we'll probably get a screening for it pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope I get that screening invite. I probably won't. So, all right. So we have 3 major releases coming out. Let's talk about Queen of Katwe. Katwe. This is the one where oh my God, I just blanked.
David? No.
12 Years a Slave, Oscar winner.
Oh, Lupita
Nyong'o. Dear Lord, I can't believe I forgot that. All right, so she stars in this one, and it follows the chess player.
Right, the Ugandan chess player. It seems like a very sort of heartwarming, uplifting, it's produced by Disney film. I'm sure it'll be well acted and well done.
It kind of had the same kind of tone and feeling as do you remember McFarlane USA? Kind of like that almost. So it was like a very wholesome family type of uplifting story. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'll probably skip it. I don't know. There's just so many movies to watch like this year. I'd rather see Goat, to be honest with you, and obviously one of the next ones we're about to talk about. But yeah,
I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be it'll be nice to see that story told. You don't see a lot of stories about young black girl chess players.
That too, yeah.
Certainly from Africa. So I hope a lot of people see it, and I think it'll be probably a well done movie, but nothing groundbreaking or revolutionary.
Yeah, I really love movies about chess. I know it's really weird, but did you see Pawn Sacrifice last year?
Was that the documentary?
No, the Tobey Maguire.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
That was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was I paid for that one because there was no screeners for it. There was no screens. I was like, damn, is this like super like under the radar or whatever? So yeah, so that one comes out. We got 2 more big releases. I'll start with the animated one, get that one out of the way. Storks. So this one, Storks go out of the baby business and they basically turn into Amazon Prime.
The trailer looks funny.
Really? You actually like the trailer?
I did kind of like the trailer.
I don't. Listen, Sandberg is my boy, Andy Sandberg, and I think Andy has like a really good voice for animation. I did not like the trailer. I don't know. There's something with Warner Brothers animations that they don't hit it with me, you know? Like the best thing they've ever done besides any of the DC movies is Iron Giant, hands down.
And that was many years ago.
Yeah, in the 90s. So I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it at all. Like,
yeah, it may be a big bust, but I don't know. The trailer kind of made me laugh.
I mean, going throughout the entire month just real fast, this is kind of the only kids movie. So do you think like taking that opportunity and striking, the gold or whatever with parents and whatever?
It depends on, I think, word of mouth on it. I think, if word of mouth is bad on it, I think parents won't take their kids to it. But if the word of mouth is decent to good, yeah, it could fit in that niche.
I'll pass on it. Cary will tell me how it is when I read his review, and he hates it. And the last one, probably the biggest one of the week, and I'm sure we're both looking for it. Well, hopefully. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it. Magnificent Seven remake. First of all, I full disclosure, I have not seen the original or Seven Samurai.
You should go see those.
I will. Have you?
I have.
I'm assuming both.
Yeah.
What are your quick thoughts on them?
Well, the idea of sort of remaking a remake sounds really, really like a bad idea.
It's kind of idiotic, but
it's a really good cast, and it's a great story that sort of every sort of martial arts movie is sort of told in some form or the other.
It's like a classic story.
It's a classic story, an outlaw defending poor downtrodden townsfolk sort of thing. So it's a classic sort of story. I don't know. I'm sort of looking forward to it.
I am too. I really like the trailers, and I know a lot of people that are like super into westerns and stuff. They did not like the trailer at all. I thought it was really cool. I I've liked what Anton Fuqua, the director, has done over the past few movies. Because I don't know about you, I think he kind of differs. Because I remember his review. I love Southpaw. I don't care if it's cliche or not. Most boxing movies are cliche.
Oh, I like Southpaw.
It was great, and so.
So I don't think it was great, but I liked it.
Well, once again, we differ a lot. Did you ever see The Equalizer?
I did.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like he's getting better as he progresses and stuff. Working with Denzel again. Come on, that's just an ace in the hole right there. Vincent D'Onofrio looks like a homeless fat Santa Claus. That's really interesting. Chris Pratt. I've had a lot of people say that he is actually the sore thumb, if you will. Do you think he sticks out in this kind of environment, or do you think he works well with the Western?
I think he could work well in the Western. I mean, I think he's proven himself to
be able. Do you think he's going to be too jokey?
I hope he's not too jokey.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I hope he's not. I think he could pull it off. I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. And, yeah, I need to get on the whole Seven Samurai original Magnificent Seven train. But that is definitely the winner for the week for me. I'm assuming for you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hands down. And the last weekend in September. See, guys, this is a long episode. We're still in September. Oh, man, so many. Let's start with the one that is probably going to flop the hardest, Masterminds. Now, this one was it stars Zach Galifianakis, Kristen Wiig. It's going to be a comedy, goofball comedy, whatever. The company that was supposed to release it went bankrupt. And so it went on the shelf for quite a while, and then someone picked it up, and now it's being released. Did you watch the trailer for this one?
I didn't watch the trailer.
It's awful. It's like pretty much every generic joke slammed in this trailer. I'm like, oh dear Lord, Zach Galifianakis, what's wrong with you, buddy? Because we're about to talk about one of his other movies in October, and it's just he's falling off the cliff. So if you haven't seen it, I guess we'll skip it. The next one is how do you pronounce it? Oh, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Tim Burton directed. It's basically Tim Burton's X-Men. So if you guys want to know what it's going to look like or whatever, if you haven't seen the trailer, that's what it is. Did you see the trailer?
I did.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I mean, Tim Burton is great at visuals, but sometimes the movies don't live up to his imagination.
Dark Shadows. I mean, do you think with the fact that it's basically like a kid's version of X-Men, do you think that's going to hurt it? Because people might look at that and go, "Oh, I've already seen X-Men this year with Apocalypse."
I don't know. I think it seems different enough. I don't know if people necessarily make that comparison or not go see it because of that.
Because I know you're going to see it because of a screening, but I mean, are you going to be excited, or are you just going to sit there in dread?
I haven't been excited about a Tim Burton movie in a while, so I probably won't be excited.
Good point.
But I don't know if people will get it confused with X-Men. I don't think so.
Okay. For me personally, I'll skip it because, to be honest with you, the next two that we're about to talk about are the two I'm probably going to see that week. This one I'll probably skip unless people like Cary here or other people are like, "Oh my God, this is the best version of X-Men I've ever seen in my life." It's like, well, damn. I guess I'll go see it. So, yeah. Based on a book, haven't read the book, don't really know. So, but visually, like you said, looks pretty good. So, the next one I want to talk about is Deepwater Horizon. Marky, hey, how's it going? It's Marky Mark here. Did you know I was in Deepwater Horizon? It's a movie. I was also in Transformers 4. Yeah, no, this one's about the famous attack on the oil rig exploded, and
it wasn't an attack. It was
not an attack.
Environmental disaster.
Yeah, the environment attacked it. So that still makes sense. Just things went wrong, and people try to survive and whatnot. I know you saw this trailer. What do you think of it?
I mean,
did you see the hesitation? Did you see the hesitation? I'm not going to hesitate. It looks great.
I thought it was a very well made trailer. I like the contrast between the Mark Wahlberg at home with the Coke can.
That was cool.
The movie itself looks kind of generic disaster movie, but the trailer I thought was well made.
But because the director is Peter Berg, let's get that out of the way. I know he made movies like Battleship, but he made Lone Survivor. So do you think it could have the emotional impact of a Lone Survivor?
I hope it's more on that end of the spectrum than Battleship.
Oh, God. A real-life event that has the tone of a Battleship. Excuse me. No, I think it looks really great. I think, hey, Marky Mark is going to deliver a good performance. I also think, John Malkovich, Kurt Russell, Kate Hudson looks like they're going to deliver.
It's a good cast. Like I said, the trailer looks really interesting, but I hope it's not a generic disaster movie, but I kind of have a feeling it might be, but we'll see.
Cary with his downers, man. Like, he's a true critic. He's bitter about everything. All right. And the last one, probably my most look forward to of the week, and I know for a fact we're going to see it at a screening because it's released by A24, and that would be American Honey. This movie,
which I'm really looking forward to.
I am too. Which festival did it premiere at? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Was it Sundance?
Could have been.
Oh no, Cannes. I believe it was Cannes. So American Honey, if you guys don't know what it is, essentially a girl goes on a road trip, meets people like a Shia LaBeouf,
and they're selling magazines of all things in the 21st century.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's basically they're selling shit. They're getting into a lot of trouble. They're doing a lot of stuff and whatnot. But it's 3 hours long, and it's gonna be like a really epic coming of age story.
Yeah, I mean, if you describe it, it sounds just really sort of weird.
Yeah,
like why would anybody want to see that?
Yeah.
Especially for 3 hours. But everybody who's seen it has just been raving about it. It's supposed to look phenomenal. It's a female director. I can't remember her name offhand. I think it's, if it's as good as everybody says it is, I think we're going to be talking about her for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I've said this for years. Separate his crazy antics aside. Shia LaBeouf is a great actor. I was blown away when I saw him in Nymphomaniac. Like, I was like, dude, this guy is great. Like, and he was great. I think he's still great in Disturbia. I think he was great in Fury. Like, the guy has talent. So are you really worried about Shia, or do you think, like, he's on this path to try to
some redemption? Well, he hasn't been in the news lately, so maybe he's
did you know
up his act.
Did you know that he did that travel with Shia type of thing where he went to random cities and people pick him up and just drive with him?
Yeah.
Well, someone I'm subscribed to on YouTube, I actually watched his video because he captured it. Dude, Shia seems like a cool, down-to-earth dude. He's just like, hey, listen, and he even admitted, he's like, listen, I realize I'm a little out there, but I'm just trying to do something different, And I think after watching that video, I think you could turn around anyone's opinion on him because he just seems like a down-to-earth dude. And I'm looking forward to American Honey for the weekend by far.
So that belongs in my top 3.
Guys, he's going to use one of his slots right now?
I am.
We still have 3 months to go.
Yeah, well.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, okay. Well, that's. I'm just kind of in shock that you're going to use it this early. So, you want to put it in your number 3 slot?
Yeah, I can put it in number 3.
Okay. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm giving Cary shit about this because I'm going to put it in my top 3 too. So, listen, A24. I mean, that's all you got to say. While I'm writing my answer down, what are some of your favorite movies that A24 has released?
The documentary, I'm drawing a blank on her name now. Amy Winehouse documentary.
Oh, Amy? Yeah, that one was really good. That was last year. My favorite one to this day that they've released, it's a tie between Spectacular Now and The Witch. I really like both of those. So A24, like, they're killing it, man.
They did A Girl Walks Home at Midnight too, didn't they?
Did they?
I thought they did.
That was the foreign one, right?
Right.
The vampire one?
Well, it's not really foreign because she's from...
wasn't it? I mean, it was still subtitled and stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's American. I mean, she's Iranian descent, but she's an American director.
Was it shot here?
It was shot in California.
I watched the trailer to that. It looked like it was actually shot
no.
in a different country.
No.
Okay, then.
She shot in, I believe she's from Bakersfield.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that. A24, I'm just impressed by them because the very first one I saw was Spring Breakers. And I was like, is this what this company is going to spew out as a bunch of crap? So, I'm excited for anything they release. I actually just saw another one released by them, Morris from America, the Craig Robinson one. There's no embargo on that. So what did you think about that one?
I thought it was good. I liked it. It seems to be kind of falling through the cracks distribution wise.
I thought it was okay. I think for like a coming of age film, it's fine. But I actually said in my comments when I sent it off to the publicist, I was like, Craig Robinson was wonderful. Like, I actually want to see even more like fatherly roles type like that.
More
and stuff.
dramas.
So Morris from America, we both recommend it. So check it out wherever you can. So as far as September goes, what do you think is going to be the biggest moneymaker?
The biggest moneymaker?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I could see Deepwater Horizon being doing really, really well.
Okay.
Depending on what the word of mouth is, I could see Sully breaking through.
Really, you think Sully might be the biggest one?
It could be. I could see that happening. Yeah, probably those two.
Okay. I actually am going to go the opposite route. I think Blair Witch might surprise a lot of people, especially for its small budget. I think it's going to be because you know how horror movies go. When we get to the box of results, the number one is the newest horror film. Do you think The Magnificent Seven could do it?
I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a huge. I think it'll do well. I don't think it's going to be like
profit-wise,
huge blockbuster.
Okay, well, there you guys have it for September. So without any further ado, let's move on to October. Good old horror month. Yeah, speaking of that, why didn't Blair Witch open up in October? That makes no sense. But hey, I'm not Lionsgate.
Well, it's the end of September, right?
Middle.
Yeah.
So if it's popular, it will last and bleed into October, but still. So speaking of October, let's move on to the very first weekend. And this is going to be, I'm going to ask him some questions about it because you guys know what I'm about to bring up. October 7th, we have the two big movies and two smaller ones. So let's talk about the smaller ones first. Voyage of Time, the Terrence Malick documentary, basically just showing the Earth. What do you think about it?
If you like Terrence Malick, you'll probably like it. I'm guessing.
Looks beautiful, right?
I mean, all of his movies look beautiful. But if you want a sort of linear narrative storytelling, you don't go to a Terrence Malick movie.
Well, it's a documentary,
right?
It's like what's that show, Planet Earth or whatever.
Right.
So I don't really care if it has a story or not. I just want to see like some great imagery of Earth and just kind of describe, how it started and stuff. So. There's that. There's really nothing more to talk about. It's like a Discovery Channel thing. Middle School, the Worst Years of Your Life. Did you watch the trailer?
I didn't watch the trailer.
It was shitty. It was bad. It was like Diary of a Wimpy Kid if it was sold at Walmart for $1 or like a gas station for $1. It was bad. So I'm not going to say any more about that. That one was awful. All right. And the two big ones. Did you hear that? Okay, so apparently either my computer is about to commit suicide or someone's outside being a dick. All right, so let's talk about the two big movies, and I'm going to leave the controversial one for last because I know we're going to get into it. Girl on a Train. I'm assuming you saw the trailer by now. What did you think about it?
It looks really. I mean, the trailer looks interesting. I'm really curious about this one. I mean, it's Emily Blunt, who usually turns in a good performance and chooses good roles. I definitely want to see this one.
It looks like a Gone Girl, right?
Sort of.
This year's Gone Girl. Yeah. Did you read the book?
I did not read the book.
I didn't either, and a lot of people I've heard mixed things. It's not like a critically acclaimed like a Gone Girl. I've heard good things, like mediocre things, and like didn't really care for it. So, but yeah, this one looks really great. Emily Blunt, Luke Evans, I believe, is in it and stuff. Justin Theroux, I love that guy. Anytime that guy pops up, like, and if you guys don't know who he is, he's Jennifer Aniston's husband. I think the trailer looks really good. It's going to be a really good little mystery and stuff. It's going to be great counter-programming to the next movie we were about to discuss, The Birth of a Nation. So I don't know how to approach this. We'll set the controversy aside for right now. What did you think of the trailer?
It kind of looks like it looks good, but like I feel like I've kind of seen this story before.
Yeah. And are you saying that just because 12 Years a Slave literally came out 3 years ago?
That's part of it. I mean, but we've seen quite a few slave stories now, so I hope it has some different elements in it.
Roots came out just this year, the remake.
Roots, yeah.
I thought the trailer looks fine. It's getting a lot of acclaim at Sundance and stuff. We have to talk about it because it happened this week. So the director, Nate Parker, he has a sexual assault accusation on him.
And the writer.
And the writer was actually guilty. And he was put in jail for 6 months. Nate Parker has not been found anything yet. So anything is still up for grabs. The person that was sexually assaulted, she committed suicide, so they can't really ask her about it. Do you think this is going to hurt it?
I think it definitely will hurt it.
Yeah, certainly. I do too. And to be honest with you, I got to call it like it is. I think it's because since he is African-American, it's going to be a lot harder for him to do it. Because when people like Roman Polanski makes a movie, they know that he did awful things, but they still will vote on his movie. And I do think race has a little bit to do with this.
I do, but also, I mean, I think this movie is being pitched as a I think they wanted to pitch it as a big movie, like a 12 Years a Slave, an Academy Award blockbuster.
Well, Fox Searchlight bought it.
Right,
and they turned down the
money.
They like Netflix offered them $30 million. They turned that down to do the $20 million offer that Searchlight was pitching them.
So I think, Polanski's movies in recent years, anyway, have not been pitched at that type of market, I don't think. So I think it's definitely going to hurt him in terms of getting, public support as well as, Oscar support.
Like when you're watching the movie, are you going to be thinking about that though?
I don't think you have to. I haven't seen it, but I know there's a big scene.
A big gang rape scene. And so like when you watch that, like are you just gonna be like, this is uncomfortable, man. Like especially when
I think it's supposed to be uncomfortable, but it'll be uncomfortable for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because 12 Years a Slave made me feel uncomfortable because as a person of the color that did this travesty, I feel like a piece of shit every time I watch that movie. But with Birth of a Nation, I'm gonna be thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh no, like I'm just gonna be kind of tipping my head like, this is a little awkward because
already people are saying Dan Savage and people are saying that the movie should be boycotted, and some people are saying they're not going to review it and stuff like that.
It's getting really bad because AFI actually canceled their screening and they canceled the Q&A and everything, and it's like, oh god, if one theater does it, multiple are going to start doing it down the road. So it's unfortunate, but hey, if he's guilty, I hope that movie fails. But if he's not, I hope that they can retract it. But regardless to say, Fox Searchlight's probably having a PR nightmare right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on their PR team right now.
I bet Netflix was like, we dodged a bullet. So,
but the other thing, I think the broader issue is the whole, I think Snoop Dogg had that quote that he got in trouble for about he didn't want to see any more slave movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's going too far. But I would like to see more movies about, African-American experience that aren't historic, that aren't based in history necessarily, but contemporary, like A Dear White People.
Okay, yeah.
Which wasn't one of my favorite movies by any means, but I like the fact that it was dealing with something contemporary now.
I like the kind of modern take on race relations and stuff. So out of the weekend, you got to be honest with me now, since the controversy is there. Are you looking forward to Birth of a Nation or Girl on the Train more?
Probably for Birth of a Nation, just because I heard so much about it. But I definitely want to see Girl on the Train. Okay,
I want to see both. So I have no qualms with either right now. But it's gonna be weird because if he is found guilty before this movie comes out,
well, he won't be fine. I mean, I think the statute of limitations has run out, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, like I said, she committed suicide. So
right, I know. I mean, but it was in 1992 or something, right? Or
what's the limitation? Isn't it is it 20 years or 15 years?
And I don't think he can be found guilty again. That's what I'm saying.
So, but yeah, regardless, it's going to have a stench on it. So, unfortunately. All right. So, moving on to just real quick, October 12th, Tower, that documentary that.
That's been at all the film festivals.
Oh my God, Cary, that documentary is so good. Did you watch it at Diff?
I didn't see it. I missed it at Diff.
God! I approached you at the festival and I said, Cary, for the love of God, whatever you do, go see this movie. And you still didn't do it.
What can I say?
Yeah, he doesn't listen to me. That's the whole issue. If we were married, this thing wouldn't work out at all. No, it comes out the 12th. Go see it. Hands down, my favorite documentary of the year next to Gleason. It's great.
You have to tell them what it's about.
Well, it's about the first mass shooting in Texas. It happened at the University of Texas at Austin. And it was told through animation. So they took the interviews of the people that actually lived through it and whatnot, and they animated over their talking, and it played out like a full narrative. It was crazy, and it just that combination with that and just how it just played out. It was so good, so emotional, man. I hope that either that or Gleason wins Best Documentary of the Year. Those two are bar none the best ones. The 14th, we have. Oh, we don't even have that much. Let's start with the smaller ones. Kevin Hart, what now? He's got a new stand-up special. I gotta ask you this on both sides. Do you like him as a stand-up?
I haven't seen the movies. And I've never seen him live, so I've only seen clips of his stand-up.
Oh God! So that means Cary's only experience with Kevin Hart is the movies. So going to that, what do you think about his movies?
I haven't thought of much of his movies.
Oh God! Every time when I bring Kevin Hart up, do you sit there and go, "Oh my God, Ride Along 2 came out this year"? Because every time when I bring him up, I'm like, I sat through that in January. That was atrocious. Did you see Central Intelligence? I didn't catch that one.
I didn't see that one, but I heard not good things about it. I hear his stand-up is good. What I've seen clips of seems pretty funny, but yeah, he hasn't made a great movie yet. That's for sure.
I mean, he's one of the few comedians that can actually sell out a full stadium.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this will do well.
Didn't he sell out Madison Square Garden?
I believe he did. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like thousands of people, man. Like
17,000, 18,000.
Oh God. Next one, I don't know how to pronounce it. Deserto.
Oh, Desierto.
Desierto. As you can
Spanish
tell,
for desert.
I didn't take Spanish in high school. I took Latin, and guess what? I don't remember anything. So, what would you say it means again?
Desert.
Oh, well, hey guys, go take Spanish in high school so you're not dumb as me. What do you think of that? Because I saw the trailer for that and I was like, dude, this looks really cool. It's from Alfonso Cuarón's son, Jonas, and he co-wrote Gravity with his father. I thought it looked really cool.
It is. It's very topical what's going on today.
Yeah. Did you see, what was it, once again, another Spanish name, Transpecos? Did you see that, Diff?
I didn't. I heard really good things about it.
I liked it quite a bit.
And
it kind of
similar.
It looks just like it. Yeah.
So we should tell them what it's about. Either. But since we're talking about Desierto.
Yeah. No. It was really strange because I forgot which movie I was watching, but when the trailer came up, I was like, okay, and it kept getting more intense. I actually kind of forgot what it was about because it's been so long since the trailer. Isn't it just a bunch of Mexican immigrants hopping over the border, and there's a guy like hunting them down?
Basically,
yeah. No, I cannot believe this movie hasn't gotten more attention.
Yeah, you would think so, especially with what's going on in the world and the news today. But it hasn't gotten a lot of attention yet. But maybe if there's good word of mouth, maybe it will.
I'm looking forward to it. So screw everyone else that doesn't really talk about it. And then, ooh, guys, this is what happens when you look at the magazine live on air. I did not know this movie was coming out. Christine, with Rebecca Hall and Michael C. Hall. It's a movie about, I don't know her full name, but Christine is the person that committed suicide on air back in the day. Do you remember this story?
No.
So apparently this is based on a real life thing where like she basically, I believe, committed suicide on air and whatnot. And this is supposed to be kind of like chronological, or it's a event of,
chronology.
Chronology, yeah. So pitching that to you, what do you think about that?
Could be interesting. I don't know who's the director on it.
Does not say, because Entertainment Weekly is not that cool. They just say who's in it. No, I heard a lot of good things about at Sundance.
Oh, okay.
And there's two of these movies coming out with the Christine character. And I apologize, I don't know the name. I'm sorry, but she. I was looking her up, and she committed suicide on air, which is insane. And I believe this is in the 70s, 60s or something. So I have I need to look more into it. I don't want to sound more dumb than I already am. So. And, of course, the big one of the week. And I might put it on my top 3.
Really?
Let's talk about it, and then maybe I can convince myself. The Accountant. Good old Ben Affleck and his OCD. And
back to the Afflecks.
Yeah, exactly. So it's directed by Gavin O'Connor, who did Warrior a couple years ago. And
which I liked a lot.
I never saw Warrior. And a lot of people keep telling me to watch it. And it's like, guys, I will watch it. I will watch it. So The Accountant, if you guys don't know what it is, Ben Affleck stars as the accountant. He's very smart. He's a little OCD, and he's kind of abnormal in terms of the way we view normality in this culture. And he's also an assassin. So what do you think of this one?
Like I said, I like Warrior a lot, so I've been interested to see what the director would do. So I'm sort of interested in anything he does. And I like the aspect of this sort of, kind of like the Superman thing, an accountant who's also a killer on the side. So it could be interesting.
It looks like could be like a new Jason Bourne franchise or something.
Is it that action heavy?
It might be. I think it looks great. The trailer still gets me every single time. And I was saying this last night that the best parts about the trailer are not even the action, not even like the dialogue. It's actually the small character quirks of his OCD, like moving the eggs or moving the knife or whatever. I love that because like I think Ben Affleck's going to turn in kind of a unique performance that we haven't really seen from him before. So, but yeah, The Accountant for sure is the winner of that week, bar none. I don't know if I want to put my top 3. I've been debating them back and forth because I'm really looking forward to it. That trailer still gets me every single time, but I think for now I'll leave it out. And maybe when we get done with talking about October, then I might jump in. Next weekend is the 21st. Oh, God. What the hell? There's like 10 movies coming out. Okay, we got to rapid fire through these. American Pastoral with Ewan McGregor. It's his directorial debut. Did you watch the trailer for this one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. If you guys don't know what this one's about, I believe it's just him and Jennifer Connelly. It's just the best way to describe it is just like a marriage drama, just them. Right? I forgot. I kind of forgot what it was about. Do you remember?
Yeah. Actually, I wrote it down here. I think. Talk about the next one.
Okay, so the next one is Jack Reacher Never Go Back, sequel to the Jack Reacher film. Did you watch the first one?
Oh, American Pastoral is the Philip Roth novel. I was trying to think of his name.
Oh, okay.
It's based on the Philip Roth novel.
Okay.
Roth. Indignation is out right now, which is also based on a Philip Roth novel.
Okay.
And basically, I believe it's set in the 60s or 70s, and it's about a family. I guess their daughter becomes sort of a radical.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it had something to do with her kid. No, it looked really good. Like I said, kind of like with what we were talking about with previous movies. It started out kind of it's like whatever, but then it gets really intense. You're like, where is this movie coming from? Like, I'm just kind of blown away. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that one quite a bit. And Ewan McGregor directorial debut. I'm excited to see what he does with it. So yeah, going back to Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Never saw the first one, so
I haven't seen any of Jack Reacher. So
I really don't care about this one. I saw the trailer for it. It looks fine, but I prefer. I'm assuming you prefer the Mission Impossibles over this one. So sorry, everyone that likes that. So. The next one is Keeping Up with the Joneses. Going back to Zach Galifianakis. If you guys don't know what this is about, this story's been told me. It's like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith B version. So Zach Galifianakis is married to Isla Fisher, which married to Isla Fisher, dear Lord. They move in, neighborhood, neighbors move in. It's John Hamm and Gal Gadot. They're assassins. Comedy ensues. Do you care?
Not particularly.
Did you watch the trailer to it?
I didn't watch the trailer for this one.
It's bad, dude. I don't understand why they keep remaking the story. I've seen this so many times. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, I do not care about that one. Off of that one, I'm gonna talk about these two first, and we'll get into the one that actually matters this weekend. Ouija: Origin of Evil, number 2. You care?
No.
Never saw the first one. Did you watch it?
No. You're the horror fanatic.
Yeah, but Ouija looked awful, and you know that I will sing the praises for Jason Blum, but I did not like that trailer. I was like, I'm done. I no, thank you. Listen, as much as I like Jason Blum and his Blumhouse Productions, this one just no, thank you. Speaking of no, thank you. Boo! A Medea Halloween. where are we at on the gauge meter, Cary?
I think we can put that in the pile with Ouija too, and move on.
Are you even a fan of those movies?
Not really. I mean, they make a ton of money, but yeah.
God, really. I can't do it. I watched Medea's Family Reunion, first one I saw, and I was like, the slapstick, Nut Professor Clump vibe with the dramatic vibe does not work. It's like. I'm not even joking. This is how it'll go. We'll have one scene with Medea like, hello there. And she's flopping her fat suit around. And then it cuts to Bow Wow going, man, my family's gone, man. They left me. I'm like, what? That doesn't mix well. So yeah, just get that out of here. All right. And the final one of this week, I'm actually looking forward to this one quite a bit. Monster Calls with Liam Neeson. He plays the voice of a talking tree. And essentially, kid, mother dying. He tries to escape it by imagining different things to kind of give him life. That's about it. What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it looks really great. I think because it's from the director of The Impossible.
Right.
And this one looks like it could be a really good heart tugger.
Right. And
I believe I think everyone will be crying in their seats for this one. But as far as the weekend goes, this is probably this one or American Pastoral were probably my two looking forward to. But
I would pick American Pastoral.
Really? No, I think a Monster Call looks really great. I think Felicity Jones is in it, and we'll talk about her in December. She's just killing it lately. I'm really impressed with her. And we're about to get one of her movies that I really don't give two flying shits about. But yeah, for that weekend, that one for sure. Speaking of Felicity Jones, next week, October 28th, there's only one movie coming out, and I'm just Inferno. Don't care. What do you think of the whole Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons franchise?
Yeah, I mean, again, it'll be one of those movies that makes a ton of money, I think, but I don't really care about the characters.
I just think, like, when you watch the trailer, because you saw it, right? It looked like everyone was mailing it in. It looked like Jennifer Lawrence in the X-Men Apocalypse bag, where it's like, yes, I'm Tom Hanks. This is the third movie. What's going on? The devil wrote some stuff over there. Let's go find it. And it just, and Ron Howard comes back and directs it, and I can't, man. Because the Da Vinci Code came out when I was 16, so I was in high school. I saw it. It was fine. It was like a nice little thriller. I saw Angels and Demons. That was boring as hell, man. Like, I almost fell asleep in the theaters. It was bad. So, Inferno, no thank you. So, that's it for October, guys. So, going to Cary, first of all, what is the number one you're looking forward to the most? You don't have to put on your top three, but what would be the one that you're kind of like, I can't wait?
Well, American Pastoral will be on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I either gotta go The Accountant or
I put Desierto on there as well.
That too, yeah. Okay, so Accountant, that one, or The Girl on the Train, because I love me some Gone Girl stuff, and I think that one looks really good. But just to go before we go on November, none of those are gonna make your list.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I respect that, because I want to put The Accountant on there, but okay, we might come back to it. All right, so moving on, guys, to November. I'm going to check in on the Facebook Live chat room and see if there's any nope. So, guys, come on, comment down below. I'll talk with you guys. There's a lot of you guys in the chat room right now, so talk away. Moving on to November 4th. 5 movies. Cary, this industry is imploding. It's cannibalizing themselves. Okay, I guess we'll start with the boxing movie first. Bleed for This, Miles Teller.
It seems like every young actor has to do a boxing movie,
right?
And this is Miles Teller's.
I guess just kind of off the record, did you see Hands of Stone, the one that literally just came out this weekend?
I didn't see it. I heard mixed things. Some people seem to like it. Other people were like, just another boxing movie.
Are you a fan of boxing movies?
I liked the Jake Gyllenhaal one. Southpaw. I like them. I love Raging Bull. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Guys, if you have not seen Raging Bull, it's Scorsese at his finest.
And I liked Ali. So I like, a good boxing movie, yeah.
I Bleed for This, I'm looking forward to a lot because Miles Teller is the main reason. First of all, you liked Whiplash, right? I love that movie. I don't think
I liked it as much as you did, but
once again, I don't know what's like souring his soul right now, but he's liven up. Whiplash is one of the best movies made in this century so far. I'm gonna throw that out there. What did you think of War Dogs?
I can see War Dogs.
I really like War Dogs quite a bit. I compared it to Wall Street Makes Like a Military Movie, and I like Miles in that, and he's kind of growing as an actor. I think this will be on the same level as like a Whiplash or Spectacular Now. I think he's going to deliver a really great performance. I forgot the boxer's name, so sorry. But this one's interesting because he's a great boxer. He's on the rise, and then he gets into a car accident, and he has to basically rebuild himself to get back into the ring. And that's a great underdog story. Let's keep it real. So I'm looking forward to that one quite a bit. Hacksaw Ridge, Andrew Garfield, directed by Mel Gibson, which a lot of people still hate him to this day for all the shit he's done. What do you think about that one? Because the trailer dropped a couple weeks ago.
Actually, I hadn't seen the trailer.
You didn't see the trailer to this movie yet?
I haven't seen the trailer.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so if you guys don't know what this story is about, war film. Andrew Garfield plays the person that was famous in the, I believe, was it World War One? It was either World War One, World War Two.
One of those world wars.
Well, one of the only two. No, he was the one that famously never picked up a gun, and he saved like many lives with never firing a bullet. And I think that's such a great story. The trailer's really good. And I also noticed in the trailer it said from the Academy Award winning director of Braveheart. Didn't put Mel Gibson's name anywhere because regardless of what you think of the man and what he did, I think Andrew Garfield is going to deliver a really great work for supporting. Watch the trailer as soon as you can. I think you would really enjoy it. It looks like a really great war film. The next one, speaking of racial relationships. We're back at it again with another one. Loving. Jeff Nichols stars.
I like everything Jeff Nichols has done.
Jeff Nichols. Like there's nothing bad to say about that man. If you guys don't know who he is, he did Take Shelter, Mud, and he did. It was really cool to see him at South by. Did you go to that screening?
Yeah, I did.
It was really cool to see him.
Sad that Midnight Special didn't seem to do that well once it opened. But,
I thought Midnight Special was okay. I thought it was a little disappointing, but I still liked it overall. But it was really cool to see Jeff Nichols talk about it on stage. And Michael Shannon, that guy looks like a boss. When he walked out, he was wearing like a biker jacket. He was like, "What's up, guys?" And I was like, Michael Shannon. I want to be related to that guy, Edgerton. And do you remember the actress's name?
Yeah, Ruth. Excuse me, Ruth Negga, who's in Preacher.
Ruth Negga, yeah. So, do you remember which decade this love story took place?
It's 1950. It's in the late 50s.
Okay.
When miscegenation was still illegal in North Carolina.
Which is bullshit to this day.
Or Virginia, wherever it takes place.
I hate that so much. I can't believe that's a part of our history. So, Joel Edgerton, white guy, tries to marry an African-American woman.
Actually, I think they do go to D.C. and I think they do get married.
Yeah, they take this to the Supreme Court.
Right.
That's why this one is actually really important for this country, because I think this was the first one they took it to Supreme Court. So I think it's a really powerful story. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I watched the trailer.
Did you like it?
It looks good, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I think it premiered at Cannes. And I've heard it's a good Jeff Nichols movie again. I mean, him and like Denis Villeneuve are like two directors, and we're about to talk about Denis Villeneuve in November. There are two directors that are just like slowly starting to become some of my favorites of all time. So I'm looking forward to loving quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good to see Nichols going back. I liked Midnight Special, but
what's your favorite out of the three, by the way?
The three?
That he's done?
I liked Mud a lot. I really liked Mud.
I really like Take Shelter. Yeah. That's my favorite. Michael Shannon, Jessica Chastain, basically Paranoia and the End of the World. It's fantastic. But I'm looking forward
to it's good to see him sort of getting back to sort of a more human story. I mean, Midnight Special was a bit more
sci-fi.
It's
a little out there, but
had more effects and that sort of thing. So it's good to see him getting back to just a kind of an intimate family story.
Yeah, no, because that's what he's best at. Take Shelter, family, Paranoia. Mud deals with two coming-of-age kids and Matthew McConaughey. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. So moving on from a movie that we're looking forward to, a movie that we're not looking forward to, Trolls. So DreamWorks animated movie, Justin Timberlake, Anna Kendrick. Do you even care?
No.
Okay, I don't.
It's on the pile with Ouija 2.
Okay, we're calling the poop pile, if you will, the Ouija 2 pile. Yeah, I do not care. And the one that I'm going to put on my list, and Cary is not because I'm more infatuated with the genre than he is. Doctor Strange comes out, is the final movie, comic book movie of the year. Just a real quick, because I want to actually get your opinion on all five of them. Deadpool, I liked it a lot. Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, loved it. Captain America Civil War, loved it. Apocalypse, I actually thought was really good. Suicide Squad, no thank you. It is such a mess. And I've seen it twice, and I just don't want to see it again.
You sat through it a second time?
I did. Oh, because one of my friends went to see it, and I wanted to support him and stuff. So just to run real quick before we get to Doctor Strange, what are your quick thoughts on the five previous?
I like Deadpool, Captain America. I like that whole.
Did you see how he skipped BVS? Did you see his smug ass? He's like, yeah, Deadpool, Captain America. You skipped BVS.
I'll go back to BVS.
Oh God. We get into this all the time. Anyways, continue.
Well, I haven't seen the full cut of BVS.
I will lend you that. I want you to see the 3-hour cut.
But I did not like the theatrical cut.
Continue.
Captain America. You know, surprisingly, I liked all the Captain America movies so far.
It's a great trilogy.
Yeah. And which one am I missing?
Apocalypse.
It was good. It was fine.
I'm actually surprised because a lot of people hated Apocalypse. Why?
I didn't hate it.
Why do you think most of the critics hated that?
I think a lot of people felt it's kind of just more of the same.
Oh, whatever. It was delivered really well. And Oscar Isaac was dope as Apocalypse.
I didn't like his character. I didn't like particularly. And I mean, it ends up being kind of the usual end of the world sort of, you know.
And I get that, but I thought it was handled very well. And
I thought it started well.
I have to ask you before we move on to Suicide Squad just real quick. The Quicksilver scene. Did you like the Days of Future Past one or Apocalypse more?
Days of Future Past, because it was more original when they did it the first
I know,
time.
but Apocalypse was so cool. He's saving all the mutants from the school.
Cool, but I felt like I'd already seen that.
Oh, come on. That carries no fun. All right, so Suicide Squad, believe it or not, as much as we disagree, I I agree with him. Suicide Squad was the worst one of the year so far in terms of comic book movies. I mean, he probably thinks BVS is the worst, but Suicide Squad is such a mess because we haven't talked about it yet. It's bad, man. There was like multiple movies.
Well, the one thing that, I mean, there are many things wrong, but they had Jared Leto as the villain, as the Joker, and they don't use him. And then they have this.
That's the thing I had a big problem with is that it was a Suicide Squad movie, a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, an Enchantress weird voodoo magic.
She's a terrible villain.
Oh my God, please. It's just, it's just wiggling her arms like she's hula dancing. It's ridiculous. No, it's just seeing it twice, and the more I think about it, the more I get irritated because unlike you, I will back up Man of Steel in the BVS Ultimate Edition. I can't back up Suicide Squad. And it makes me feel shitty because I have to be like, that one wasn't that good. So moving on to Doctor Strange. The last one of the year. It's done by Marvel. Benedict Cumberbatch. Just a real quick kind of intro to the character. He's Sorcerer Supreme. He basically is a surgeon. Breaks his hands, goes to find the Ancient One, and the Ancient One gives him powers, mystical powers, to go into alternate dimensions. He's one of the strongest people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, actually. I cannot wait to see him take on Thanos in Infinity War, but that's besides the point. Going to his solo movie, what do you think of it?
I sort of had high hopes for it because, like I said, I didn't have high hopes for Captain America. I like all those movies, but the trailer, I have to say, doesn't give me much hope. And the fact that they brought in this guy from Community to do punching it up, whatever that means, that's such a at the late date. That doesn't give me much hope either.
Yeah. As an older gentleman that grew up during the actual comic stage,
I love that.
I can't keep offending the guy about his age. I mean, because I think, God, it's like a 30 or 40 year difference. I've never asked you your age, and I don't want to because I want to keep this like the thought process that you're like 60 years older than me, and you just look really good, like a Patrick Stewart that drinks Earl Grey tea every single day. And that's why you look young. Since you did grow up in that era, was Doctor Strange a popular comic?
You remember? I know it was around, but I was not really a big comic. I mean, I read lots of science fiction, but I didn't really collect or read a lot of comic books.
Okay, so say the people that you're around back in the day, did they talk about Doctor Strange a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot, but like I said,
it was more about Batman and Superman, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I gotta be honest with you. As a superhero fan and a comic book movie fan, the trailers are fine. Like they're not like anything like mind blowing. Like those BVS trailers, the Deadpool trailers, they're fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm excited to see what Scott Derrickson does. He did Sinister, Exorcism of Emily Rose, so they're kind of bringing this like kind of horror supernatural element. Do you think it will be good? Because you've had more disappointments this year than I have with comic movies. So
right now, just based on the trailer, I would say probably not.
And I can't really disagree with him because the second trailer that they released during Comic-Con, I didn't care for. I was like, this isn't really an improvement on the first trailer. Do you think Benedict Cumberbatch will be a good superhero?
I think he could be. But again, if the material's bad, though, I don't know.
Do you? I mean, I know you're not into comic books and stuff, but do you find him an interesting character that he's got like he broke his hands, now they're back again. He's using his hands for powers. He can go into alternate dimensions. Do you think it could kind of go down like that psychedelic, like trippy route?
I mean, like a Doctor Who or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I mean, again, I think it depends on what they do with him. I mean, it sounds like it could be a cool character, but a cool character with a bad script.
Yeah. And, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to put Doctor Strange on one of my slots because I'm privy to put all comic movies on there. But don't worry, Cary's going to put Star Wars on the road. I'm looking forward to it just because I am a Marvel fanboy. And to be honest with you, besides half of Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2, and the disappointment of Thor 2 overall, I still think Marvel is still hitting more solids than most comic book movies out there. But that's just me. So, yeah, that's it for what's your one you're looking forward to that weekend? I'm assuming Loving, right?
Probably Loving, yeah.
And I'll go Loving. I know you guys are probably thinking Doctor Strange, but as far as like an actual good story goes, I'm looking forward to Loving. So, moving on to November 11th, we have the hell? What is this? Okay. Almost Christmas with Danny Glover and Gabrielle Union. I'm gonna take a wild guess because I never read up on this. That this movie is another family comes home from the Christmas and they have to cooperate and all that stuff together.
Yeah.
Do you care?
Not really. That's probably the plot.
Yeah, it looks like hot steaming dump.
I don't know about that.
It does. I'm sorry.
People need something sort of heartwarming in the holidays.
God! But do you remember what was the one that came out last year? The Meet the Coopers or whatever it was called. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was more of an all-out comedy, wasn't it?
So it's this way.
I think this one's kind of more of a drama. That's my impression.
I'm tired of these Christmas movies. Like everyone in the family is just so disjointed. It's dysfunctional. Woo! Wacky ensues.
I think this one's not so much wacky as heartwarming and uplifting, but I could be wrong.
I hope so. And we got 2 more coming out this weekend. Let's start with Ang Lee's movie, Billy Lynn's long halftime
I'm looking
walk.
forward to that.
That one looks really good.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by the trailer. It's a weird cast. Vin Diesel is in it. What do you think of Vin Diesel being directed by Ang Lee?
Well, I mean, first time I saw Vin Diesel was in Boiler Room, in 2000, and he was good in that. I mean, I think he can do other things besides,
Fast and Furious.
Besides Pitch Black.
We're family. We're family. If you guys don't know what this movie's about, I'm going to take a wild guess that this whole movie is basically the walk from the start to the finish of Billy Lynn's character, and we're going to see flashbacks of the war.
Well, it's based on the novel by a Dallas writer, Ben Fountain.
Okay.
It was a best-selling novel.
I mean, do you think that's how the movie's going to go? It's just going to be all flashbacks and just him walking very slowly to the point?
I don't know.
Because it is called his long halftime walk.
Right. But it's basically, I mean, he's an Iraq war veteran who's returned. So I think it'll resonate with a lot of people today.
I think it's a really interesting concept on war and the aftermath of war in terms of like how people are very patriotic of war, but people actually don't talk about what people coming back from the war feel like and stuff.
Which, getting back to American Sniper, he sort of touched on that.
It touched on it, but it didn't dive deep into it. I want them to dive deep into it, yeah.
So that could be really interesting.
Because the trailer, I hope this isn't the end of the movie, but like, dude, he's standing on the stage and he sheds a tear. And I'm like, it's not because he's patriotic, it's because of all the crap he went through. Like, it's pretty sad. Like, watch the trailer. It's a really good trailer. Check it out. Just real quick before we move on, what do you think of Ang Lee as a whole, like as a director?
I like a lot of what he's done,
Besides the Hulk movie.
Besides the Hulk movie.
What was it, the Hulk dogs that he was fighting? Like,
I mean, I loved Crouching Tiger. I like a lot of what he's done.
Yeah. Brokeback Mountain's probably my favorite one he's ever done. As far as, like, directing goes, I know it's weird because directing deals with acting and stuff, but as far as, like, bringing a story to the big screen as a whole, dude, it's Life of Pi. It has to be. That thing is a visual masterpiece. Yeah. One of my favorite shots of the entire movie is, you remember when Pi goes into the water and the ship is going diagonally behind? Oh, God. It's beautiful cinematography like that. It gets me going, and that's what I like about this industry. And probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, I know you're probably looking forward to Billy Lynn the most, but we got to talk about Arrival. This Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. And believe it or not, I don't know much about it, and I don't want to. Amy Adams,
aliens come,
and they have to deal with it.
There's one other element.
It's not like an Independence Day where it's like going to be cheesy. It's more of like how the humans react around the world to either defeat them or work with them.
Well, they're not sure if they need to defeat them because
they
don't know why they're here.
They don't know if they need to work with them, if they're
and
allies.
She's a linguist who's been brought in to try to translate their language.
Yeah, like because in the trailer, I love when the alien puts his hand on the glass and she's like, or the guy's like, "Do you even know if that means like a threat or if it's kind or whatever?" So I like the fact that this is going to take more of like an intelligent route of like how do humans react around the world and how they work together to deal with this. It's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who did Prisoners, Enemy, and Sicario, and he's also going to be doing the Blade Runner sequel. I love this guy. Like, Prisoners is so fantastic. Enemy,
Sicario is, I think, is his best so far.
Ooh, interesting. I really like Enemy. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but it's such a weird mindfuck that I'm just like, it's really smart. Like, because I didn't know really much. Even when the movie was done, I was like, oh, what? The spiders, but when you research and you kind of look into it, it's like, dude, some of these theories are really good. So I don't know, it's hard to choose, but all he's done is good. But what did you think of the Arrival trailer?
I liked it.
It doesn't show too much.
It doesn't show too much, which unlike a lot of the
right. Let's show the whole movie Southpaw. Let's show the major into the first act in your trailer. You stop it. Anyways, continue.
Well, Bridget Jones's Baby does the same thing. You see the whole movie in the trailer.
Well, we weren't going to see that.
But I mean, if you were interested in the movie, you don't need to see it. But no, it looks good, and I like the fact they're dealing with so far what we've seen of the aliens. We don't know if they're good or they're bad.
Yeah, that's a great concept.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's really cool to see him work in sci-fi because we're going to see Blade Runner 2 very soon. So, yeah, Arrival is my winner for the week. Are you going to go with that or Billy Lynn?
It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah. Probably Billy Lynn. Because I just
Ang versus Villeneuve. It's a pretty.
Because I guess I've been looking forward to Billy Lynn maybe longer.
Okay. So yeah, well, that's true. Because Arrival literally just hit like 2 weeks ago. It's like I had no idea Denis Villeneuve had a movie coming out this year. Yeah, so that would be my pick as Arrival. And I almost want to put it on my list, but we're going to continue.
You only have one slot left.
I have one slot left, and I don't. Oh, actually, I already know which my number one is, but I'm going to surprise him for that. Next week is November 18th, and we have 4 movies, or 5 of them. We're going to go by them really fast because 2 of them look like garbage. The Disappointments Room. Did you watch the trailer to this?
I didn't watch the trailer for this.
Kate Beckinsale, and it looks like The Skeleton Key, but it looks like awful.
Does that all need to be said?
It looks like awful. And that title is so bad. The Disappointments Room. That's a horror film. A horror film. The movie looks like garbage.
What's next?
Well, because I watched the trailer this past weekend. It's junk. The Edge of 17 with Haley Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson. Essentially coming of age. Haley Steinfeld plays a 17-year-old, and we kind of see her ins and outs of her life. What do you think of it? Did you watch the trailer?
I did. It looks interesting. Who's directing it? I can't remember.
I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bowled over, but it looks sort of like it could be an interesting coming-of-age tale.
It looks fine. It looks like it's going to be more drama than comedy. The comedy did not hit in the trailer, by the way, but the drama looks like it'd be really good. The next one for the week, I mean, we're going to talk about the big one last, but Nocturnal Animals. I didn't really hear much about this until the other day when I was just kind of briefly looking it up. Amy Adams, Jake Gyllenhaal and stuff. Do you know what it's about?
I know I read something about it, but refresh my memory.
I forgot. And once again, EW doesn't put their plots in, but it looks like a really interesting dark thriller because I was looking at some of the set photos and I read the plot synopsis, guys, but I forgot it. But it looks like it could be like a Nightcrawler almost, where it's like that really kind of creepy.
Oh, this is the one where the husband wants to kill his wife.
That actually makes sense to me. So,
and Jake Gyllenhaal, I believe, is the husband.
Yeah,
because I looked at the trailer a long time ago, but I seem to remember that was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting, so I'm looking forward to it. And then the 2 that we're going to go into more discussion, Manchester by the Sea, we just talked about it and stuff. I didn't ask you this when we were talking about the trailer. Do you think this could be the movie that could sweep the Oscars?
Which one?
Manchester by the Sea.
Sweep the Oscars?
Picture, writer, director, actor.
I hadn't thought about that. I mean, I definitely think Casey will probably be up for actor
if
everything
I agree with
people say is true. I hadn't thought about it sweeping. It seemed like much kind of a smaller type of movie. But
and the only reason I bring it up is because since Birth of the Nation is about to take a hit, and that was the front runner, do you think Manchester by the Sea could be that next one now?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't even given that any thought, really.
Well, because you know that Birth of a Nation was the front runner.
Well,
and now with the controversy, it kind of dips its chances a little bit. So I think it could. I think it could be nominated for the top 4. And will it win any? I think Casey Affleck has the better chance out of the whole bunch of all the awards. But I do think it will be nominated for Best Picture, though, for sure. That's like a given. And then, of course, we got to talk about the big one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Since Cary, walked with the dinosaurs many years ago, are you even a Harry Potter fan since it was pretty much out of your age range?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I like
exactly.
I like the movies, and I think this is going to be just gangbusters. I think.
Warner Bros. Like they haven't really been doing well with Suicide Squad and BVS, but this is going to be the one where like people are just going to love. Did you like the last 4 Harry Potters since they were directed by David Yates?
Yeah, I've liked them. I think all the movies have been decent to really good.
Oh, God. Decent to pretty good. Age is showing, Cary. The age is showing. I love Harry Potter so much. I remember going to the midnight screenings of 4 through 8 every single time they came out. It was such a great experience and whatnot. It's one of my favorite franchises for sure. And believe it or not, my favorite Daniel Radcliffe performance is Swiss Army Man. A farting corpse is my favorite versus Harry Potter. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That is a true fact. I think Swiss Army Man is miles above Harry Potter. But Fantastic Beasts, I want to get your take on the trailer. What'd you think of it?
I like the trailer.
You gotta give me more than that. Come on.
Well, no, give me a chance.
Okay.
I mean, I think it sets up his character that existed, I guess, 70 years before, I guess, Potter.
Yeah.
And it sort of paints this kind of world of, I guess, early 20th or late 19th century America. I think it's intriguing without giving away too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Isn't it kind of cool? Like, because Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out in 2011, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't it amazing how 5 years later, like a movie like this can come out and you're immediately sucked back into the wizard world? Right. It's like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I like Eddie Redmayne. I think he looks really great. Catherine Waterston is in this. She was in Inherent Vice, which was a really great PTA movie. Dan Fogler, I'm really excited to see him kind of pop up and stuff. My first movie I saw him was Fanboys, and like the guy's been killing it ever since. And Colin Farrell's also in this. Do you think adding big stars like this and them signing on, do you think that kind of gives it a little bit more credit?
Oh, I don't think they need that. I mean, Harry Potter's huge everywhere. So.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were not known. The only big stars in that franchise when it was first beginning was like Alan Rickman maybe and Maggie Smith.
Right.
So,
but I don't think they necessarily need that for credibility, though.
No, it's Harry Potter. You could literally call it Harry Potter Goes to the Toilet, and it would still make it. I would go see it. Just real quick before we move on, J.K. Rowling is doing the script. Do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, I think so. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, the only reason I bring it up is because Gone Girl, written by its author, great movie. Flip side, Cormac McCarthy wrote The Counselor, and it was awful. And he's the author behind No Country for Old Men and stuff. So, with that being said, are you still hesitant?
No,
You think she can actually write like a
screenplay?
Yeah, screenplay.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't. I'm not going to hold a counselor over her head.
The Counselor. If you guys don't know this, I walked out of that movie with my friend. I told my friend, I was like, what the hell did we just watch? Like, it was atrocious. So, yeah, Cormac McCarthy, write your books. Do not write any more movies. So that's it for that weekend. Out of those 5, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Run them by me again.
Nocturnal Animals, Manchester by the Sea, Fantastic Beasts, Edge of 17, and that terrible horror film. I'm not going to give you the title.
Manchester by the Sea.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, as a Potter fan, obviously I'm going to pick Fantastic Beasts, but I'm really looking forward to Manchester by the Sea. The next week is the 23rd of November. Once again, there's 3 movies. Hollywood, stop cannibalizing yourself. God, you wonder why some movies fail. Allied. With Brad Pitt, Marion Cotillard, and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Right. World War II, right? That's all I know because the teaser trailer didn't really reveal that much. They're a married couple, right?
I believe so. That EW has a piece in it in there, I believe.
Is it? I'll look through it later. We're live right now. We have stuff to talk about. No, I think it looks really good just from the teaser. It looks like the sets look really great. It looks like it could be a really interesting thriller and whatnot. What is your stance on Robert Zemeckis as of late?
What was the last thing he did?
The Walk.
Which
I like The Walk.
Which I didn't see.
It was really good. I don't know why people shat on that movie. It was really good.
No, I mean I generally like him. So
and he did Flight.
Going
back to Flight.
So I'm tentatively hopeful about this one.
Okay. And of course, Robert Zemeckis, famously did Back to the Future and stuff. One of the best movies ever made. So, but I still think his current movies are good enough to where, like, anything that he comes out with, I'm excited for it. I just don't understand why his movies are not clicking with modern audiences.
Yeah, I thought The Walk would do really well. And
it
didn't do well.
Oh, that movie tanks so bad. I saw it in IMAX 3D because I really wanted to get, like, that full experience. Cary, I saw it on the weekend. Guess how many people were in the theater?
5.
It was about 3. It was bad. It was like me and 2 other people. I was like, oh my God, this is awful. So yeah, LA comes out. But like I said, I really don't know much because of the teaser. Bad Santa too. Billy Bob Thornton coming back with Tony Cox and the kid, the fat curly-haired kid. Did you watch the trailer to this?
I didn't watch the trailer for this, but
It looks funny. I like it.
I think it's going to be. I mean, Bad Santa's like a cult hit now. So
did you like it? The first one?
I thought it was okay. Yeah.
I really liked how deprived it was and stuff. The second one, I cannot believe they're doing this. So, because the first one, they rob the malls or whatever. This one, they're robbing a charity, and I'm like, you know what? For Bad Santa, it works because they're awful people. They do their thing. But a lot of people misconstrue this. It's not just a raunchy comedy. Like the first one did have like a lot of heart to it and stuff. He does learn his ways and he gets to become comfortable with the kid or whatever. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I love the first one so much. So Bad Santa 2, yes, thank you, please. And the last one for this week is Moana. Going back to a Disney animated film. What do you think about this one? This is the one set in Hawaii. Dwayne Johnson sings with a buff guy with a lot of tats. Don't really know much because the teaser didn't really reveal much.
Well, it's another Disney thing with a young girl at the center.
Yeah,
who's on a quest.
Yeah,
with
what do you think about this one?
The Rock character. I think it's interesting that they're basing something on sort of a Pacific Islander sort of heritage and culture.
It's cool. It's a different setting. It reminds me of because they kind of touched upon it with Lilo and Stitch.
So I think I don't know if it'll be one of the best Disney movies, but I think,
oh no. Excuse me, sir. The best Disney animated film of this year so far is Zootopia. Please go see that. Did you like Zootopia?
I never saw Zootopia.
Have you just been asleep at your job like for the past 6 months? What's going on? Hey, Star Telegram, fire this guy. He's not doing his job. I thought you would have seen that one.
I did not see Zootopia.
It's so good. It's my second favorite film of the year. It's such a smart movie. That's what makes it so great. Is it really kind of plays on like political and race situations with animals. It's genius. So out of that weekend, what are you looking forward to the most? Moana, Allied, or Bad Santa?
Probably Allied.
Okay, it's a very mixed bag. I'll go with Bad Santa too because I like it. That's it for November, guys. So out of November, while you're looking at this, what is your most anticipated for November?
My most probably Loving then.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with Arrival as a close second.
Okay. I'm going with Doctor Strange just because I love me some comic book stuff. But if I had to pick like a real movie, I say Doctor Strange is not real. That whole week, the one that Loving's coming out with, that Hacksaw Ridge and Bleed for This. All three of them, hands down, are probably my favorite. So that's it for November, guys. Let's wrap this up with December. A lot to talk about here. Moving on to the first week is December 2nd. You want to talk about Kidnap again? That was the first show we talked about on this episode. I don't care. This is the one I'm going to put as my number one most anticipated for the rest of the year. La La Land.
Yeah. That was going to be my number one as well.
Are you serious? So what's your number 2 slide?
I don't know.
Or your number 2?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Star Wars. What am I talking about? La La Land is directed by Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash 2 years ago, which is, as Cary puts it, a very good movie, please. It's a great movie. La La Land stars Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, and it's a modern musical.
Right. And set in Los Angeles, hence the title.
Yeah, it's a kind of
it's a love letter to
love letter to an old film. That's what. Yeah, thank you. I know you saw this trailer. What did you think of it?
I liked it a lot. I mean, like I said, I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Oh,
it's
so good.
I like movies that are sort of where LA is a character.
Yeah, of itself.
In and of itself. So it was sort of tailor made for me anyway.
It looks good. The cinematography. That trailer looks so gorgeous. I love my favorite shot is when he's at the piano. It's got that one streak of light coming down, just kind of highlighting the dust and stuff. So good. And I'm not really like the biggest fan of musicals, but dude, when you get Damien Chazelle doing this, I don't care. You can do whatever you want, sir. I'm gonna watch whatever you like because
all of his movies so far, the 3 he's done, have all music has played a big part in.
Yeah, I mean Whiplash, jazz drummer. This is a musical and stuff. So. Before we move on, just a quick question. You can answer this with 3 words or less. Why do you hate life and why do you hate Whiplash?
I don't hate Whiplash.
Yeah, he says it was pretty good. Just pretty good. No,
I mean, as a movie about jazz, I mean, it's actually in some ways more of a horror movie than a movie about music.
Yeah, it is. No, it's one of the best edited movies I've ever seen in my life. It's one of the best movies with the climax I've ever seen. It's a great climax, but overall, just as a package, say no more. All right, next weekend is December 9th, And we have, I don't know what those are, so I'm going to skip them. There's only one movie, Office Christmas Party.
What were the other two?
I've never heard of these. The Bye-Bye Man, Miss Sloane, and The Salesman.
No.
Have you heard of any of those?
Yeah.
So I guess we're talking about one of them. Office Christmas Party. T.J. Miller, Jason Bateman, Jennifer Aniston, Kate McKinnon. Chaos ensues out of Office Christmas Party. Did you watch the trailer to this?
I didn't watch the trailer for this.
It's bad. Listen, and Cary knows this. I'm a huge raunchy comedy fan. This trailer's not funny. It was bad, and
I like Kate McKinnon.
I like T.J. Miller, and it's like this cast is so prime for comedy, but that trailer did not deliver. So watch it, be disappointed, and go about your day. So that's it for that week. And the 16th, we actually have a lot coming out. I've never heard of that one. Okay, so let's start with Collateral Beauty. Will Smith, Helen Mirren, a bunch of people. I've never heard about this movie until I was looking at Will Smith movies after Suicide Squad. I was like, what the hell is this? Do you even know what it's about?
No, not really. I know it's coming, but no, I don't know.
Well, and we can't really decipher anything because no trailers dropped, no promotional art. So, like, we can't really talk about it. But in terms of, like, just like a star-studded cast like this, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, eventually see Will Smith in a movie that I like again.
Did you know that he's doing another David Ayer movie for Netflix, Bright?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's written by Max Landis, who did Chronicle, and David Ayer, Suicide Squad, and it's going to be a Netflix original movie. So look out for that. Bright. But yeah, Collateral Beauty sounds interesting, but yeah, we don't really know much about it. Fences, Viola Davis, Denzel Washington.
That was opening Christmas Day.
EW lied again.
Well, it could have moved. I thought it was a Christmas Day release.
No, it says the 16th. So, do you know much about Fences? I know it's based on a play, right?
It's based on a very, very famous play. So it could be interesting. And Denzel's directing, right?
Yeah.
As well as starring in it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It deals with race again, right?
Right. It's set in the 50s, sort of like Loving. It's about a black family. Yeah.
So that gets to my question again. Like, so we have Loving, we have a United Kingdom, now we have this one. I mean, once again, do you still think it's too much? Like, because we're getting all these, like, we're getting one a month now about this.
I mean, I don't think it's too much. I mean, if they're all well done, I don't think it's too much. I mean, it's like,
okay,
you get more than 3 horror movies in a season or 3 romantic comedies or whatever.
When we talked about superheroes and stuff, we get 6 in a year. Because I didn't know much about Fences, but when I was looking it up, I was like, another romance story about race and stuff.
Well, it's not a romance, really.
But still, I realize it's important, but it's like, how many of these do we need in a year?
But it's not specifically necessarily about an interracial romance like Loving. I mean, they're all different.
I know, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it just seems like a lot because we're talking about them all at once. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to all of them for sure. Because what was the last thing he directed?
With Denzel?
Yeah, it's been a while, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know it's not his debut. I know he directed another thing in the past. I just forgot what it was. But I'm interested to see. It's really interesting, like with him and like Ewan McGregor doing American Pastoral and like Joel Edgerton doing The Gift last year. Just real quick, do you think that a lot of actors and actresses are going to start moving behind the camera more?
I don't know about more. I think some have always done that. I mean, I think some have no interest in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't think necessarily anymore, but it's something that we'll always see, I think.
Yeah, it just seems like it's becoming more apparent and stuff. The next one I'm looking really forward to. This is probably my this is my most anticipated for the weekend. The Founder, Michael Keaton, the story of McDonald's. Basically, think of The Social Network. It's directed by John Lee Hancock, who did The Blind Side, which is a huge Oscar contender back in 2011, 12, 13?
2010? I don't remember.
2010, one of those years. I love this trailer, dude. I'm looking forward to this so much.
I like the trailer.
I'm going to call it right now. I think Keaton's got it.
I think so?
Best actor. We're looking at him finally because he's been a part of 2 Best Picture winners in a row. I think this is it.
Well, this has all the earmarks. I mean, it's a December release. It's based on a real character.
We were supposed to get this movie 3 weeks ago. It's supposed to come out the same weekend as Suicide Squad. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew they'd moved the date. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
But the fact that they're moving it to December, I mean, they're obviously expecting to be big.
Remy, did you like the trailer though?
I like the trailer. Yeah.
You kind of just said it, but like, I mean, is it too much Oscar beat by beat type of deal?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think he'll give a good performance. I think it'll be an interesting movie. And again, it's well, be partially set in California, probably. You know, I like things sort of set in LA, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you a big fan? Because I'm a huge fan of these types of movies where it's like the beginning of like a corporation or a company or whatever, and kind of just see the rise and fall of people. Like, or do you like those type of movies?
Yeah.
That's why like Social Network was so good. I was like, how is a movie about Facebook going to be? Oh, David Fincher. Okay, this is fantastic. It's one of the best movies.
This one will have French fries.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? What are the odds that you're going to see this movie? You're going to go to McDonald's afterwards?
Probably not that high.
Oh, that's right. Because Cary's skinny, not like me. That's fat. Nah, I eat fast food sometimes. Okay, so let's talk about it and get out of the way. So, you know, a little small movie, Rogue One, Star Wars story. I got to be honest with you. I like this trailer more than Force Awakens. I think this looks really great. It's basically a dark war film. The last trailer just released, what was it, like a month ago? Yeah. Holy crap, man. That was so good. I loved all the sequences in it. The effects look really great. Just everything about it just like kind of came together for me as a non-Star Wars fan going, I'm kind of looking forward to it. So
it seems like they're getting sort of less sort of fantasy and more realistic. If you can say that about a Star Wars movie.
Do you? I need to ask you several questions about the movie. First of all, are you excited for it?
I am excited for it.
Second, do you think it? I know it's not going to make as much money as Force Awakens, but do you think this will be a huge mega hit, or do you think this should be a pretty big hit?
I think it'll be a mega hit.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Especially if word of mouth on it is bad, if the reviews are bad, maybe not. But I think if the movie's as good as the trailer leads us to believe it is, I think all the Star Wars fans will go, and I think you'll get other people who are not necessarily interested, like yourself, who aren't that interested in Star Wars.
I guess. And I guess the final question. If this movie fails, do you think that Disney will be a little bit more hesitant on their standalone movies?
If it fails, which I don't think it will, but yeah, they probably would be if it did fail, because I think it becomes a big shock to them.
Well, because the young Han Solo movies after this one. So I'm just curious as to what you thought about it. So yeah, for me personally, I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm just not a huge fan like this gentleman right here. So I'm
not a huge fan. I don't.
When you were on this episode last year, we talked about Force Awakens. You're like, yeah, I like Star Wars quite a bit.
I like Star Wars, okay, but I don't go to conventions. Or you make it seem like a
no. I can't see him dressing up in like the whole garb and everything, and like, yeah, no. So that's it for that weekend. Oh, cool. No, Facebook Live was telling me something in the comments, and I was like, oh, thanks, Facebook. All right, we have 2 more weekends. December 21st. 5 movies. All right, real quick. Space Between Us. Asa Butterfield. It's that space movie. Do you care? It kind of looks like Ender's Game meets Interstellar almost.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. I haven't seen the trailer.
Okay. Trailer looks whatever. The next one, let's get out of the way. Sing. Another, is it DreamWorks?
I think it is. I believe it is.
So DreamWorks double feature with Trolls and this.
I mean,
what does it look like to you?
It's animals basically doing American Idol or The
America's
Voice.
Got Talent or whatever. Yeah. Whatever. I'm sure kids will love it. All the kids that are listening to my podcasts, which are non-existent, I'm sure they'll love it. Patriots Day. Marky Mark is back again with the double feature.
Did that get moved? I thought it got moved to January.
Did it?
I thought so.
Well, let's tease it for now, saying it's coming out on the 21st. This is the one about the Boston bombing situation. I don't know what Mark Wahlberg's going to play. If he's going to play a runner or a cop. This is also Peter Berg. Once again, double feature again. So are you looking forward to this one? Because keep in mind, I know Cary knows this, but you guys don't know this. Jake Gyllenhaal also has a movie coming out about the Boston bombing. So are you looking forward to this one? Or are you looking forward to the Jake Gyllenhaal one? What's your kind of stance on this?
I mean, it wasn't high on my list of films to look forward to. You know, it kind of depends on how they do with it and with the subject matter.
It is kind of a testy subject thing because it literally just happened 3 years ago. Because I remember I was doing like a business trip or whatever, and I got to the airport or whatever, and they had it on the TV. I was like, oh damn. So, but yeah, that was only 3 years ago. Do you think it's too soon for that stuff?
I don't know. I don't think it's too soon. be curious to see how they handle it.
Yeah. Well, so just hypothetically, are you looking forward to Hey Mocky Mock? Are you looking forward to Nightcrawler creepy Jake Gyllenhaal?
Well, I always look forward to Jake, probably more than Mark. So.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I like Mark Wahlberg and I impersonate him all the time, Jake Gyllenhaal, the guy's a freaking Class A talent. So I'm looking forward to that one the most. And the two big ones, let's do Passengers first. Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Essentially, they're passengers on a ship, go out into space. They wake up out of their sleep before anyone else, and they kind of just, we don't know what's going to happen after that. So, haven't seen a trailer yet. Kind of disappointing so far, but I know they've released several images in this issue of the Entertainment Weekly and stuff, but just from the premise, cast, and the photos we have seen, what do you think about it?
I mean, it sort of sounds like Moon with two people. We'll see.
Right? Yeah.
And I loved Moon. So
Moon was so good.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Every December Jennifer Lawrence has a movie, and last year I didn't like her movie last year. So
you don't like Joy?
I did not like Joy.
We saw that one together, right? You were at the screen with me?
Probably.
Because we saw The Revenant in the same week, I remember.
Yeah, I think so. So we must.
You didn't like Joy?
I did not like Joy.
I thought Joy was pretty good.
So I'm due for a good Jennifer Lawrence and non-Hunger Games movie.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give them that because I thought part 2 was a little disappointing. But yeah, no, this one looks really good. I'm excited to see them kind of do a more dramatic take because as much as I love Pratt, because Parks and Rec, one of the funniest shows ever made, great in Guardians, and I'm excited to see what he does in Magnificent Seven. But I'm excited to see what he's going to do dramatic-wise because I heard this is going to be like a really kind of dramatic story and stuff, and it's from the director of Morton Tildum, who did Imitation Game. Right. So, and
before that, he did a fantastic Scandinavian movie, Headhunters, which you should see.
Headhunters.
It's a thriller. It's really, really
What's
good.
That one about?
2011. It's about basically one guy trying to kill another one, but it's really good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm down with shit.
Hence the name Headhunters.
Yeah, no, I'm down for that. Yeah, but Passengers looks really good, but I'm really worried though because do you know the story behind it right now?
I don't think so.
There's something to do with the rights of the movie in terms of like who's going to release it and whatnot. So what's actually tying them up right now is they're working on the visual effects, and I think like one company like wants to finish it and put it out on the 21st or whatever, and then there's one that wants to like do something or not do something else, but like they're holding up the visual effects process, so it's actually slowing it down. That's why we haven't seen anything yet. Do you think it will make its December 21st timeline?
Oh no, I didn't know about all this behind the scenes politicking, so I don't know.
They're having a lot of post production problems. So I mean, do you think they'll hit it? It's 3 months from now.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah,
it depends. I guess it depends on how far along they are in the process.
I think if we see a trailer this year, it'll come out this year. If we don't see a trailer until like October, November, it ain't coming out this year because you can't release a big tentpole movie like this with a trailer 1 month in advance. You can't because Sony has a lot of money invested in this movie. They cannot botch this one, especially after the several movies they've had with the whole controversy with The Interview, Amazing Spider-Man 2 flopping and stuff. It's like, Sony, get your act together. And the last one, the one I'm really interested in, the Michael Fassbender movie, Marion Cotillard. God, that woman. I want her to read me bedtime stories for the rest of my life because her voice is very beautiful.
Assassin's Creed.
Video game movie. I did not like Warcraft at all. Did you like it?
No, I didn't see it.
Once again, Star Telegram. Fire this guy. What are you doing? He hasn't seen anything this year. Why did you not see Warcraft?
It's based on a video game, and everybody said it was horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. Do you think that Assassin's Creed could be the one to turn the tide for video game
movies? I
hope
so. I mean, the director's done a lot of interesting work, but as Fantastic Four proved, it can be a great indie director and not necessarily make a great mainstream,
And once again,
movie.
as long as I've known Cary, I've told him this ever since I saw it last year. Why do you keep bringing up Fantastic Four?
Because I know it's your favorite movie.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm. This is Fantastic Four to me is like what BVS is to him. So there you go. Assassin's Creed is from the director of Macbeth. I did not see Macbeth last year. Did you see it?
I did.
Did you like it?
It's good. Yeah.
I heard it was like visually like really good with cinematography wise. You watched the trailer to this one, right?
Yeah.
Besides the Kanye song, was the trailer good to you?
It gave me hope that this could be a decent video game movie.
The first good one, actually.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like the first Mortal Kombat movie, whatever. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't really mind the first Silent Hill movie in 2006. I thought it was pretty good. And a guilty pleasure of mine, I know it's not a good movie, The Rock and Carl Urban, Doom. I like Doom. I like the first person sequence and stuff, and the story's cheesy as all hell, but it's fun. But yeah, in terms of like a really good one, I hope Assassin's Creed is the one, because that one for sure is my most look forward to for that week, for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I guess so. Because what else do we have?
Passengers, Patriots Day.
Well, if Passengers makes, I would put Passengers above Assassin's Creed, I guess.
Interesting. Okay. And then Christmas Day, we have 2 movies coming out. One of them I'm not looking forward to, and one of them I'm actually curious about, and I just now read about it in EW. Let's talk about the one I don't really care for. Why Him? Him with Bryan Cranston, James Franco.
It looks like a really bad comedy.
Oh, my God. I watched the Green Band trailer and the Red Band trailer. None of them made me laugh. I was like, they're trying too hard. Like, what do you think about it? Like, looks like why do you think it like looks bad? Like, does it look like
it doesn't look funny? It just looks like sort of rehashed.
Well, I mean, like, not that question, but like, why do you think Hollywood keeps pinching out these like comedic turds and thinking like, we'll just throw the shame stick at them and they're going to buy it?
Gosh.
Because we've seen this story before where it's like, girl dates a boy, father does not like boy, chaos ensues. So,
especially at the holiday time, there's always like a bad comedy that opens Christmas week.
I cannot, because when I saw Sausage Party at the Draft House, which I'm not sponsored by them, but I recommend that theater chain. It's my favorite theater chain. But they showed all the Red Band trailers in front of that movie, and the Red Band trailer for Why Him, and like no one laughed in that theater. It was a packed theater too, and like we were all just sitting there like, cool. So I just do not care for that one whatsoever. And the last one, I did not know this was a movie. Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Bryce Dallas Howard. Do you know what this movie is about?
Actually, I don't.
I believe it's the stock market, right?
I don't know. I haven't read about this one.
Okay, well, since this is live, I need to look this one up. There it is right there. He plays Kenny Wells, a prospector. Okay, so I'm assuming he plays a prospector in Wall Street. It looks cool. I was when I saw this picture, I didn't know about it, but when I started reading up on it, I was like, this could be like McConaughey's like Wolf of Wall Street almost.
But with him as the central character.
With him as the central character. He has this weird like comb over where it's like he looks really gross. So I think he gained like a lot of weight for it and stuff, and he looks really disgusting. But
so it's a non-sexy McConaughey.
Yeah, this is a McConaughey I would not want to date or bring home to my parents. No, it stars Bryce Dallas Howard. It looks like Edgar Ramirez and stuff. Corey Stoll from House of Cards.
I like Corey Stoll.
Yeah, do you think this looks pretty good?
Yeah, just from what I hadn't read this, so yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks really great. Yeah, he gained 40 soft pounds. So thank you, EW, for your adjectives and stuff. 40 soft pounds. Thank you. That's it for December. So Cary's got one slot left.
La La Land's my number one, actually.
Oh, okay. What is your number 2?
I guess I'll have to go with.
Don't tell me you're gonna put Passengers.
No. Probably Loving.
Oh yeah. You don't have that on here. No. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And that's it for December, guys. And if you guys want to know our top 3 right here, so we both have La La Land at number 1. We both have American Honey at number 3, and then I'm gonna go Doctor Strange for my my blockbuster fix, and then Cary's gonna go with an actual good movie, Loving, which I'm looking forward to as well. So yeah, that will do it for the fall preview, guys. Thank you for joining, and we went almost 2 hours long, but we still have one more section, and we'll fly through it because I know Cary wants to get out of here. You can see on his face he's getting very agitated. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the box office results for the weekend. Since my internet's not working properly, I had to write it down. Number 5. Old school. Number 5 is Mechanic Resurrection. It made $7.5 million domestically. Its budget is unknown. Its worldwide is unknown. So guess what? I don't give a crap about it. Just real quick, did you watch the first one?
Mechanic?
Yeah. Did you like it? I heard it was actually pretty good. It was Ben Foster.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay. But there's really no reason to see.
No, Resurrection. No, thank you. Sausage Party comes in at number 4 with $19 million, and right now its domestic is $80 million, which is pretty good. And its worldwide is $88. So you guys know the rule, double the budget. Then you have to add a little bit of marketing. So for shits and giggles, I'm going to say that Sausage Party needed about $50 million to break even. So with 88 worldwide, that's pretty good. Did you like Sausage Party?
I didn't see it. Somebody else reviewed it.
Once again, Cary,
I don't review every movie.
get on it, son. Like, what are you doing? I need to be your father right now. Like, go to work, young man. Did you hear about the controversy about Sausage Party real fast?
Oh, well, which one?
The fact that the animators were kind of getting gypped or whatever, working long overtime hours and not getting paid.
Oh, no, I hadn't heard that.
If that is true, what do you think about that?
Well, it's terrible.
Pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
I actually see this kind of a lot with like animators and like visual effects artists and stuff. Like, remember Ang Lee, Life of Pi, going back to that again, where they infamously said that, they were mistreated and they worked long hours and stuff. And they get
a lot
paid.
of this is farmed out to places overseas too, right?
Yeah, no, Sausage Party, I believe all of the animation was done in Canada in their animation houses. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate or whatever, but I enjoyed Sausage Party overall. Kubo and the Two Strings comes in at number 3 with I believe it was like 12 million or something like that. I don't know what. I'm writing down some random shit. I'm sorry, guys. I believe it was like 12 million, and so right now domestically it's at 24 because it made like 12 million last week. It's at 27 worldwide. Its budget is 60. I have to ask you this. First of all, do you like Leica films?
Yeah, I didn't see Kubo. I didn't review Kubo.
Coraline, Paranorman, Fox Trolls.
I liked Coraline a lot. Yeah.
How do you think they're still making these movies? Because Coraline was their only successful. Paranorman lost about 20. Box Trolls lost about 10, and this is losing very much. So, do you think? Why do you think these movies are not clicking with people?
It's not your usual sort of animation. It's certainly not Disney. I mean, I think it's more for people who like animation, but it's hard to explain. Kind of more of indie animation, I guess, as opposed to mainstream animation. So I think that may be part of it.
It kind of sucks because I actually like all 4 of their movies so far, and they make some of the most original content. And people, bitch about remake this and remake that. It's like they're making original stuff.
I think their stuff kind of falls in between the cracks. I think.
Yeah, and that's kind of unfortunate because all the movies they make are great. Coraline is
it's fantastic.
So great. Number 2 was Suicide Squad. Once again, I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I didn't prep properly. I believe because number 1 came in with 26. So I'm gonna say Suicide. It was like 19 or 18 or something like that. Right now, domestically, it's at 282. Worldwide, it's at 635. And its budget's 175. You double that, looking at 350. But I think it was about 100 million to market. So with 635, I know Cary and many people didn't like it, but guess what? It made money.
It made money. Yeah.
So
I never said it didn't make money.
I know, but like, I have to ask you, since you're like a legit like critic that's actually like certified and stuff. I am not, by the way. I'm an amateur on YouTube. Do you think that there's a disconnect between critics and fans?
Yeah, there always has been.
But do you think it's more apparent now with like DC movies and like other movies and stuff?
Well, certainly apparent with comic book movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can go back between critics and fans in the 50s and 60s when the original comic books came out. Serious literary critics didn't take them seriously either. So I mean, it's just sort of continuation of that.
Do you tell me how asinine the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing was with a person trying to ban?
Oh well, he wanted
or take it off.
He wanted Rotten Tomatoes basically to be shut down
because of the critics.
But I don't think he knew that Warner Brothers was a part owner in Rotten Tomatoes, so they weren't going to shut it down anyway.
And he also needs to know that Rotten Tomatoes does not do reviews. It is an amalgamation system that brings in reviews from other people. So just tell me how asinine it is.
Well,
he thinks it's pretty dumb. No, I went off on that kid. I was like, dude, you're like 15 years old. You need to stop this. You almost ruined people's jobs and stuff.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know how Rotten Tomatoes is or how it works. And he was like a teenager. He doesn't know.
Well, still, teenagers should not be that dumb. All right. So number 1 is Don't Breathe with 26 million. Its budget is 9.9, so double that with marketing. You're looking at 25, maybe 30. Worldwide, it's made 28, so it's already broken even. I'm excited to talk about this one finally because, and the reason why I didn't review it this weekend is because 1, we're doing the fall preview, but 2, I already saw it, and you can see the review on my YouTube channel. I saw it at South by. Did you?
I did.
Were you in there?
Yeah, it must have been. because that's where I saw it.
Oh, damn. So just a real quick, Cary and I will talk about it. We actually walked in there when it was called Untitled Fede Alvarez Thriller.
Right, that's right.
It was revealed as Don't Breathe to the world, and I never asked you about. Do you like it?
I liked it. Yeah,
I
thought
liked it
it
too.
was a good step above. I didn't like his Evil Dead remake.
You didn't like that one?
No,
Why?
I love the original Evil Dead.
I do not like it. Just real quick.
I
What are you doing? What are you doing?
didn't like it. I didn't like it.
What about it made you turn the other way?
It just seemed like, I mean, I've got the original Evil Dead.
I do too, and I love it. I love the original trilogy.
I don't think he added anything to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like aesthetic-wise, style-wise, color, violence, you don't think he had anything?
Nothing that I didn't think so.
Dear Lord. All right, so anyways, I actually like the remake quite a bit. And I liked the first original one, but I actually think the remake is better. But I think him and I can both agree Evil Dead 2 is the shit. And that is the best one out of the three.
Evil Dead 2 is amazing.
It is so good. This is one of the best horror comedies ever. But that will do it, guys, for the episode as a whole. That was box office results. So, yeah, damn, I want to thank Cary for coming on. That was a long episode. It was longer than last time. But, hey, we're talking about some movies and stuff. So where can the people find you?
On StarTelegram.com or DFW.com.
Yeah, and if you want to go follow him on his Twitter and all that stuff and read his reviews, all the links will be in the description below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @RealChaseley. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get up to date when I do these things live. Facebook Live, thank you for joining. It seemed like a lot of you guys were in the chat room today, so thank you for that. Spreaker, follow. iTunes, I'm on there too. SoundCloud, iHeartRadio. You guys know the drill. Follow me everywhere. Cary, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and Cary will be on next year against his will. No, I really like talking to him about stuff because we differ on everything, and it's more interesting.
Not everything.
Well, most stuff, like 90% of things. But like that's what makes it interesting is when you talk about stuff, like have a different opinion back and forth. So that's what's really cool about it. Cary will be on future episodes for sure. So that will do it for this week's episode of Real Me and a movie podcast. And hey, listen, if you made it through this entire podcast and you are not a movie fan, well, hopefully, Cary and I convinced you to be one. So that will do it for this week's episode. Next week, 1:45, I will be reviewing Morgan and The Light Between Oceans. So get ready for that. It will be an interesting week. I can guarantee you, since I've already seen Morgan. See you guys next week. You guys are awesome. Keep it chill. Keep it real. Everyone on Facebook Live, continue the comments down below, and I will continue to answer them. And I'm going to play the outro music and the intro music, which is done by my friend's band, Fervent Roze. Check them out. They're blowing up in Dallas, and they're actually commenting on their Facebook Live right now. So peace out, everyone. Let's play that outro music. Boom! I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. It's good stuff.
So we off now.